on half of your project. It's simple. The more you need, the more you save. Plus, Guida will make it easy for you to afford your project with no money down, interest-free financing for up to 18 months. Act now. This offer is for a limited time. Restrictions apply. For details, call Guida today. Schedule a free no-obligation in-home estimate. The number's 1-877-GO-GUIDA. Or check them out online at GoGuida.com. That's go, G-U-I-D-A.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job postings should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group LLC.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win. We have recovered billions in settlements and verdicts over the years. We have never taken a fee unless we've won the case. Our service is free unless we recover for you. You can hire the largest personal injury law firm in the world as your personal lawyer for free unless and until we recover for you.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
And what a party we have for you today. The Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament from Penn Golf Club in Westchester. That's where we are today. The morning show, Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan. We got Coach Eric Camille here. Heavy Chevy, Connor Thomas. We're all here having fun at the Brian Dawkins Golf Outing. It's being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All the proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in undeserved communities. You can donate, and to do so, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. And that's where we'll be all day. All three shows today going to be going on here at the beautiful Penn Oaks Golf Club here in Westchester. They even let Egan in, Jamie, which was kind of surprising, as beautiful as this place is.
Yeah, this place is absolutely gorgeous. Westchester's a whole different world for me. I'm unfamiliar with it out here, but this place is gorgeous.
Well, you're used to, gorgeous, beautiful.
This is a step up from
high-end places,
where
right,
I play
Pat?
there, Bob.
Yeah?
No, he's used to this lifestyle.
Yeah, this is like your backyard.
No, this is gorgeous. I can see
I
myself.
saw you come in and they said, "Welcome, Mr. Lynch."
I wish. There's an outdoor bar with a pizza oven right behind us.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a martini.
Brendan's going to have to open that early today because we get done at 10, Brendan, so, we'll be out there going. But what a beautiful day it is. A lot of former Eagles, NFL players will be here today.
Great list of players coming through here.
Oh, we were looking at the list earlier. Eddie George.
Yeah.
Did we find out, is he a Hall of Famer?
He's in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I would say he's on the doorstep of the NFL Hall of Fame.
What a career he had. We looked up his stats. Like a short, not a long career, maybe 8-9 years, and
that's a running back life.
Phenomenal, like right up to the end. So
he was one of the best college players I ever saw. Like he was dominant.
Yeah.
And then with the Titans back then, they've always been a running first kind of organization with him and now Derrick Henry. And a local product. Eddie's one of those guys from Abington that's just kind of never talked about as the local guy, but he's an all-time local great.
And still getting it done. He does some TV work and stuff still, I believe.
He is a actor.
Yeah.
Oh, is he an actor?
Actor, yeah.
Actor?
Yeah,
he's got the looks for it. Good-looking
booked
dude.
A Broadway gig.
He did. I was reading that on his Wikipedia this morning.
That's good Eddie George knowledge about you,
Egan.
Egan.
New passion in life, Bobby. And it's acting.
What do you think your next passion is after radio?
Uber or Lyft, I think.
All right.
Good future in that.
That's okay. I didn't watch last night, but I know the Jeopardy champion from the last couple of nights was an Uber driver from Philadelphia.
Yeah, how about that? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I didn't see it last night. I was busy watching your Fighting Phils get all the 4 hits. Or how many did I have last night? 5, Connor? 5 hits.
5.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber getting it done from the 3-hole, 0 for 4 strikeouts.
Golden sombrero. They're just gonna call it the Golden Schwarber at this point.
Yeah, probably. It's not looking good. But
So have we put an end on the argument of Bryce Harper sitting for 6 weeks because hasn't really been great.
Did anybody catch Sam
Only been 2
Fold
games, though.
before the game last night?
catch what?
Sam Fold say that.
Oh no.
Yeah, we hope Bryce can be back on the grass in a couple months.
Oh, I did hear that. A couple of months.
He said a couple months.
He's not going to play the field this year.
That's kind of the vibe I got.
You have to do something with the outfield, right?
What are you gonna do then?
Or is it waiting on Mickey Moniak? Is it? I don't know. But
Well, what they do.
you had Odubel in right field last night.
Yeah, having a Odubel in right field and Roman Quinn in center, I think we probably should have known what was going to happen. But
Yeah, that Kyle Schwarber was going to let a routine single go under his glove and all the way back to the fence.
well, I meant the offense going anemic. But
This is getting worse though. Like at first it's he's just going to take a couple days off. Then it's we're shutting down throwing, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Then it's a shot and a couple days off. And now I hear the assistant GM say a couple months before he's back on the grass.
I'll tell you what, if he goes bowling, we're calling him buying him.
I will say not that
If they don't have the DH right now, they're screwed.
What? Oh, no question. Yeah, the DH came at a perfect time for the Phillies, especially for this year. Did you like that he said on the grass?
I don't mind it.
I thought it was different. There's a guy trying
I'll
to be
allow it.
a cool assistant GM saying he's going to be on the grass sometime in the next couple of months.
Not the weed.
Now, if he says that, did you also think of maybe they're leaning towards surgery?
They haven't rolled it out. I think
because that's the first thing that I thought of. I was
think
like,
if this shot doesn't go well and he's gonna need I think it's definitely gonna be on the table.
Yeah. I think they're going to definitely look at surgery if how it depends on how he reacts to the shot. I mean, how.
You all right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was like, there's a noise in the background and it ends up being the YouTube feed. I'm like, where's that coming from? That's normally that happens to John, so it's it happened to me for the first time. No, I think they're looking at how he responds to the shot, and I think even then they're not gonna jump right into surgery because I think deep down they know that if he's out for 6 weeks, it's over. And 6 weeks, like, what are the odds that it's actually gonna be 6 weeks?
Yeah, Jamie brought that up yesterday too, and it's you're right. What does 6 weeks mean? Does that mean when he can start getting a bat in his hands again, or is it like he's all ramped up? Does he get to start playing in 4 weeks and he's going to be ready in 6 weeks?
Yeah, I always look
It's
at
not going to be 6 weeks. Come on.
No,
we've all been here before.
It'll be 2 months. He'll have to do rehab starts. Like your season's over at that point.
Pretty much.
That's the luxury of going out and signing Castellanos. He's not great in the field, but at least
Neither was Harper last year.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the DH position, the Phillies are really kind of screwed. So thank you, Rob Manfred, for actually enacting some change.
Do you start to worry that Harper's getting that injury bug?
No.
Well, you said it last year. He wasn't the same after he got hit in the face.
Yeah, but that was such a freak thing. That's
well, if we talk about injuries, they're always freak because we have Joel Embiid in this town too.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He wasn't the same in the field. He was still an MVP.
Yeah.
He got hit in the face in what? May?
Yeah, it was early in the
June,
season.
and
it did mess with his fielding.
Yeah, it went off.
How's he hitting so well with this elbow? I mean, it is amazing to me. The guy's. I keep bringing out this number. He's 17 for his last 34, and he's got this elbow thing going on, and now he's seated because of it because he decided to get the shot. I mean, is it something he could play the rest of the season with? Is that what you want to look for, or would you rather just get it taken care of right now?
I want him to push through and play because I said I go back and forth on it on the hour. He needs to play or they're in trouble.
Yeah, I think we might be overlooking how much it really does bother him when he's at bat. I mean, obviously it's going to be painful when he throws a baseball, but he might be able to just stomach it when he's at the plate. It might not even affect him when he's at the plate.
It could help him.
I mean, it helps him.
Look, I'm not like playing it lightly at all, but maybe he's hitting 500 over his last 34 at bats with a bad elbow. Maybe the elbow is preventing him from doing something more that puts too much into a swing. Maybe it's compacting him in a way that makes it better. Who
He's
knows?
Henry Rowan Gardner?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I buy it.
No, why not?
Butt loving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's buy into that. But yeah, poor
Bob definitely gets that reference.
I don't, poor
You know who
performance
Henry
last-
Rowan-Gardner is?
No, who's Henry
The
Rowan-Gardner?
former 12-year-old closer for the Chicago Cubs, you nerd.
That's the Rocket Stedman? Damn it, Bob. It's too early for this.
I know that. Whoopi Goldberg was the coach.
Hey, Rosenberger.
She went straight from Eddie to that show and movie, and then
Exactly.
she was coaching.
You got
there,
it now.
Yeah, but 5 hits last night, just not enough. Zach Eflin was just so.
That's
Not
kind of
bad.
Zach Eflin. It's just
No, I thought he was all right.
Yeah, not bad.
Looked
You're
pretty
right.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, against that lineup, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good Padres team, and you're going against them shorthanded. And, Eflin was I don't want to say a late start, but he was on the list as of, this past weekend, I believe.
He was on the list as of 5 hours before the game.
Yeah, so they're back at it again today. It's going to be a tough road without Bryce Harper. There's no question about it. But once again, we are broadcasting at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. We're at Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester. If you would like to donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. All right, guys, since we are around a lot of Eagles today, hopefully we'll get some guests here if they come out early enough.
I doubt it.
I was they don't. I was talking to Brian Dawkins yesterday. He wanted to come on, but they don't. I don't think they tee off until like noon. So Anthony will probably get some guys on.
Yeah, they had the soiree last night. I saw a video somebody put up. I forget who, but it was Dawkins singing Bob Marley, like he promised.
He did sing last night.
Yeah, he's got the voice of an angel.
Does he really?
Oh yeah. It was
There's
lovely.
video out.
Yeah,
Well,
somebody put it up.
if we can get Doc here today, maybe we can get him to sing a few bars or something like that. But since we are here and it's going to be a prominent Eagles day, I wanted to talk about kind of expectations with the Eagles, and I think I'm pretty sure from the talk that we've had over the last couple of weeks after the schedule came out and all, I think we're all pretty confident that they should be about a 500 team and probably a little bit better, right?
I mean, I think they set their own bar last year, kind of exceeding expectations. I think the schedule had a big hand in it, but again, you look at the schedule this year, and it's pretty damn easy on paper. And I know things always change a little bit, but when you have the strength of schedule, I think the Giants, DC, Cowboys, and Eagles have 4 of the 5 easiest schedules in the league. So the NFC East got an easy draw this year.
Yeah.
You can't go less than 9 wins and expect the town to be happy. So the expectation should be at least 10 wins. I've already heard some 11 and 12 win talk.
Oh, yeah.
I find that a little crazy.
Yeah.
But you should have at least 10.
At least 10, Pat.
How do you figure that they take a step back from?
Yeah, right.
Now they overachieved at 9 in a way, and they lucked out with the schedule. But as Jamie said, the schedule this year is extremely easy. So no matter what happens, barring catastrophic injuries on this team, if they win 8 games, it's looked at as an epic failure. Yeah. I mean, they have to win 9 games, and I think the fan base would be okay with 9 games. It's really just you just want to see a progression from the quarterback position.
So if I were to say to you guys, all right, if we're saying at least 9 games, that means better. If I were to say to you guys, top of your head, first thing that comes to it when I say what's better about this team this year is what?
The defense should be much improved, I think. You're getting Brandon Graham back. You got Jordan Davis, who should help the running game a lot more. The defense last year kind of was very disappointing in the running game from what we're used to. I think Brandon Graham's a guy that doesn't show up in the stat sheet as much as he impacts the game. I think he sets the run really well in the run game. Fletcher Cox obviously fell off some. I mean, that's undeniable. But Jordan Davis should clog some of those holes, allowing the linebackers to play a little more freely and maybe drop into coverage a little more to help out with the tight ends and, all these packages they're going to see. So I think the run game should be better, and I think it'll help some things fall into place after that.
But, Pat, is that negated by the fact that they still don't have a starting safety nor a starting corner?
No, it's not negated. I would feel better about the situation. I feel better about this situation because they can get after the quarterback than if it was flipped. If they didn't have a defensive line and they had, a really good secondary. But, I mean, it's a hole that they still can address. They signed Steven Nelson last year, in late July, it seemed like. So they can still address it. But if they go into the season as is, it's a massive hole that they probably can't survive with without blitzing. And that's the thing. Jonathan Gannon didn't really blitz last year, so he's going to have to. And that's the one thing I do think is going to be improved is the coaching. These guys are more comfortable in their roles now. All three of them are back. They're first-time offensive coordinators and first-time defensive coordinators and first-time head coaches last year. They're more comfortable in the roles, so I do think that should be improved. We should see a more comfortable Nick Sirianni. And, obviously the receiving core, too. I mean, the receiving core is better than it was last year. How could you say it's not with adding A.J. Brown?
Is that your number one?
The receiving core?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you add a Pro Bowl wide receiver to the mix, and it's an opposite Devontae Smith. I mean, we saw what Tampa did to Devontae Smith in that playoff game. Like, they locked him up. And it was because the Tampa knew that the Eagles had no other option other than Devontae Smith. So I think A.J. Brown ends up giving them that other option, obviously.
Is that negated, Jamie, by the quarterback, though?
I mean, he should get better. I think
you don't sound confident a little bit.
He should. I mean, he should be better.
Yeah, I think he'll be better. I don't think there's any way you're not better.
The only question I have is, I think he's a capable starter in the NFL. I think he's going to have a long career in the NFL. I just don't know if he's that guy. And few are. So it's hard.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, you're not that guy.
I'm not that guy.
All the time.
I'm not that guy.
But when I say that guy, I mean top 7-8 guy. Because if you don't have a top 7-8 guy, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of that eternal quest. And they really haven't gotten it except for a guy that's going to be here today, and Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb was a top 7-8 guy during his prime of his career. Wentz kind of, scratched the surface of it and then fell back out. And ever since, the last 20, 30 years have all been about finding that guy. And can Jalen Hurts be that top 7-8 guy? I don't think so, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope he comes out and lights the world on fire. He has no excuses. Second year in the system. He's got a great wide receiver room, great tight end, and a great line, and a really solid running game. This is the prove-it year, and it's going to be kind of fascinating to watch.
So
it's all laid out there for him.
Where was he, in your opinion, last year? Rankings?
Bottom half.
Yeah, hovering around 20.
Because what I'm worried about is, let's say he's 20. Let's say he improves to –
that's a big jump.
14.
Yeah, I know.
15, and then the organization goes, well, I mean, he made that jump in year 3.
Yeah, I think you just have
he can make the jump to elite, and I think we'll be I think there's a realistic possibility we're sitting here a year from now having the same conversation.
We could, except there's going to be money owed. I think that's when you approach the contract area. A year left on the rookie deal. If he's led you to the playoffs 2 years in a row and looks much improved, then you got to start thinking about locking him up. So we'll see. It's going to be a fascinating year for him. We'll see.
It's catering season. Whatever the reason, make it primo. Whatever you have planned, serve in style with Primo Hoagies. Stop in one of our locations or order online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie. It's a primo. Are they building this team, though, maybe knowing that Jalen Hurts isn't a top 12, 10, 7 guy? I mean, this is a really good run offense. You did go out and get wide receivers. You've built everything around him. He should be capable, as you said, Jamie. But is this team good enough surrounding Jalen Hurts that maybe he is maybe just a game manager, and they know that and are okay with it? Do you not think that that's in their thinking at all?
It certainly could be, but I mean, even if you have a great quarterback, you still want to surround him as best you possibly can. I mean, your job as the GM is to make the quarterback's life a little easier. He reminds me kind of of a Ryan. You don't have Derrick Henry here, but his ceiling is a Ryan Tannehill. You know what I mean? Where it's all right, he's kind of on that outside the 12 looking in. Good quarterback, maybe underrated by some, but do you ever get the sense that Ryan Tannehill is going to lead you to a Super Bowl?
Not really, no.
But he's a good quarterback.
But he's got that factor with his legs that I think was cut short from him last year in the
ankle
last
was a big
5
injury,
or 6 games. Yeah. I still think he brings that weaponry of running, of scrambling, of avoiding tacklers that could vault him a couple more spots up, even though he's not an elite passer.
Absolutely, but is that good enough? That's the $1 million question.
It is.
I mean, when you look at the NFL every year, usually your final 8 teams are led by 8 of the league's best quarterbacks.
Yeah, and John brings it up all the time, Pat, about how he and I still have the towel in our hands. You and Jamie threw it in. Is there anything reasonably that Hurts could do this season that would make you more of a believer? Okay, so
Yeah, I mean,
Pull the trigger on throws. Don't leave guys open out there.
he would throw one somewhat decent deep ball a game, and then all of a sudden the Jalen Hurts truthers would come out of the woodwork and be like, LMAO, you guys think you can't throw deep? He can't. Like, that's what drives me nuts is he has a noodle arm. He can't read a defense. It's not coming from me. It's coming from a defense coordinator. There's things he can improve on for sure, and I think we'll see it pretty early on. If the work he did with Tom House ends up, bearing fruit, then I think we do get a different quarterback. I don't know if Tom House can be Ann Sullivan and be that miracle worker, and all of a sudden he has a rocket of an arm. He left too many balls fluttering up in the air for my liking.
Yeah, I think there's a way that he could hide having a bad arm. And if you're throwing to guys before they're open, if say Devontae Smith is running an out and up, you have to throw that bomb when he's going out, as opposed to waiting until he's going up and then trying to throw it to him 30 yards deeper than you have to. Throwing guys open deep, I think, is a way Jalen Hurts has to get through it. Whether he does or doesn't, I don't know. Who's going to be the offensive guy that most makes Jalen Hurts look good this season to you guys? Is it as simple as A.J. Brown? Is it
Yes,
is it
I think
the offensive line? Is it the running game?
No, I think it's A.J. Brown because I think he's going to impact Dallas Goedert. I think he's going to impact Devontae Smith, and I think he's going to impact the running game. I mean, you can argue where he falls in rank in terms of top receivers in the league, but he's probably a top 10 guy. He's probably on that 5 to 10 range, somewhere in there, probably 8 or 9, whatever you want to rank him. That impacts everything. So I think just him stepping foot on the field is going to make everybody else's life easier, most of which includes Jalen Hurts, because it's a trickle-down effect. You respect A.J. Brown, then Devontae isn't double bracketed, and then Dallas Goedert is open across the middle. And if there's a run game you have to respect on top of it, it's kind of an offensive playmaker's dream here.
Yeah, and especially when you figure that the quarterback that, Jamie, you compared him to was, his ceiling's Ryan Tannehill. He's coming from Ryan Tannehill. You've already seen A.J. Brown do what he's done in the NFL with a kind of, good, mediocre quarterback. And so the idea that he couldn't replicate those numbers in Philly is ridiculous. He absolutely can, and he's a guy that, because of that, you have to plan for. This isn't a guy who's coming from playing with Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes. He's coming from playing an quarterback.
Who has a breakout season on this offense this year?
Dallas Goedert.
I think that's your answer too, James, or no?
I think he's going to be freed up the most.
I think Miles Sanders is going to have an unbelievably good season.
Yeah?
I don't know why. I've thought that ever since. It was even before they got to A.J. Brown, but I don't know what it is. Look, he didn't score a touchdown last year. Obviously, he's going to improve on that.
Yeah, that's a hard one not to improve on.
He averaged 5.3 yards a carry. That's hard to improve on, but I think he's going to be more trusted in this offense this year.
I hope so.
Yeah.
The Miles Sanders treatment, I don't understand, and I don't think I ever will. People are hypercritical of him, and I get it. He was a bonehead at times last year, and he's got to improve on a couple things. But it's a bizarre.
I don't get it either. You and I love Miles. We like him.
Really like him. Yeah.
Really like him. Yeah.
It's a bizarre relationship with the fan base.
It is bizarro world.
I don't get it.
Audible, whatever you love listening to, you'll find it on Audible. Best-selling audiobooks, exclusive originals, podcasts, and more. Sign up and start free at audible.com. This is the John Kincade Show. John is down in Atlanta. Final time down there to see his daughter graduate. Olivia's good. Congratulations to her. Big weekend. We are at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament from Penn Golf Club in Westchester. It's being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. Coming up on the John Kincade Show, Jamie wants to take a look at the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles to see what he might have in store for this season. John Kincade Show here at 97.5 The Fanatic.
When my wife and I moved into our new house about 18 months ago, we loved everything about it. Except when we went through with the home inspector, he said, dude, this HVAC system's like 30 years old. it's on its last legs. You might want to prepare for that. And that's what we started doing. I heard John talk about H&H heating and air conditioning, and I knew they were the guys for me. I got 2 little kids and a hot summer approaching. I'm not gambling when it comes to my family's comfort. We've all heard John rave about the H&H heating and air conditioning, so I gave them a call. It was a no-brainer. We scheduled an estimate so H&H can determine the best system for our home and our budget and make us the most efficient during the hot summer months. Having options is important to us, and dealing with a reputable, honest, and trustworthy company was another reason to call H&H. So if you're worried your AC won't last the summer, schedule an estimate with H&H Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit DelcoHVAC.com. That's DelcoHVAC.com. And tell them Jamie Lynch says hello.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
If you are a man over 40, listen up, because this could impact how much you're getting done during the day and at night. The harsh reality is, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. Here's the good news. Nugenix, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC, has changed the game again for men over 40 with Nugenix Total T, their most powerful man-boosting formula ever. And guys all over America are raving about it. Jeremy P. says, this is the best product I found to raise T levels. I plan on using the product for the rest of my life. And how about Shane D? He says, I had no drive and was tanked out at the end of the day. After 3 months, my energy level is through the roof. I work out like most 19-year-olds. I am 47. Guys over 40, you need Nugenix Total T. And right now, you can get a complimentary bottle. Just text BREAK to 42424. It's the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary bottle by texting BREAK to 42424. That's BREAK to 42424. Text BREAK to 42424.
Hey, it's Jen Scordo. The playoffs are heating up, and you can make every game feel like it's Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. They're an official partner of the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many ways to play, and what I love is when you do win, you get paid faster than a fast break. If you're new to FanDuel, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code SCORDO to get your first risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's promo code SCORDO. If you already have an account, you're all set to bet. No sweat. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same-game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in PA. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see. If something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. You've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey, thanks for coming over, Jake from State Farm.
Couldn't say no, Pablo. I love me some vinyl.
Well, my budget doesn't. Calling time on my vinyl collecting.
Whoa! Don't give up what you love. State Farm has options like insuring your home and ride with great rates on both.
Ooh, that's music to my ears.
All right, spin that vinyl. For surprisingly great rates, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Every 3 seconds, there's a new victim of identity theft. A criminal could be applying for loans in your name or even selling your personal info on the dark web. Protecting your identity can be easy with LifeLock by Norton. LifeLock monitors your info and alerts you to potential identity threats. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, it's easy to help protect yourself. Save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com with promo code NEWS.
Ever heard the grass is always greener on the other side? If you're in a dead-end job, you want greener grass. Well, My Computer Career can help. Start a new life as an IT pro in months, not years. My Computer Career offers lifetime career services to help you find jobs with companies begging for IT pros. And financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Take the free career evaluation and schedule a campus tour today. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
We are so happy that the John Kincade Show's official charity partner, once again, is the American Association for Cancer Research. And why? Because they are fantastic. They do such a great job with any donation that you make. And as a 2-time cancer survivor, I thank you. I thank you for getting involved with the cause. Make a donation today to the American Association for Cancer Research and support the work of 50,000 researchers worldwide that help to drive the progress. Because donations from private citizens like you and me add up to big breakthroughs that are going to help save lives. And I'm living proof. When you donate to the AACR, you are directly supporting those scientists. That next breakthrough may come through for you or a family member. Donate today. Support cancer patients and their families. Go to aacr.org/fanatic. That's aacr.org/fanatic, because I am living proof. Cancer research saves lives.
Hello. Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Can we wrap this up? I need to get home in time for General Hospital.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan.
Can we do away with all General Hospital-related bump backs while John's away?
Was there one just there? I missed it.
Don't act like
there was.
Still watching, Bob.
I don't watch it. No, I'm out. 6 o'clock hour brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro. So we're on break, and Jamie gets the
I've been sneezing for like 18 straight hours.
You and I have bad allergies.
Ugh.
Probably the worst of everybody in the community here at 97.5.
No, mine are pretty bad.
Yeah, you get them. You do also get them bad, but you're in the other room, so I don't see you in the morning all that much, or hear you, I should say.
Yeah, you put Pat in the corner.
So Jamie's sneezing, and Pat says, "Do you want a tissue?" And Jamie's like, "Yeah, sure, that'd be great." Pat reaches into his Buzz Lightyear bag, pulls out a full box of
normal size Puff lotion. I thought you were gonna have like a
couple tissues
like
or
the little
something.
travel.
He's got the whole thing, and it was in his bag.
Of course it was.
And it's not like wrinkled up or anything or broken. Like, what else?
Perfectly preserved.
Is your bag like your wallet? Is it overly stuffed? And please don't tell me no personal questions, because I think this is rather interesting.
No personal questions at this time.
So your Buzz Lightyear bag.
It is
a pharmacy. We already know that.
Yeah. So I have two things of allergy meds here. Okay, so I got the Tums too. All right.
Where are you going? You live 40 minutes away.
I got headphones.
He just keeps pulling out medicine bottles.
An iPad. The emergency Swedish fish. We have
candy you got in here?
We have the migraine medicine. All right. We have the passport. You'll never.
Why do you have your passport?
You never know when you'll need to flee the country.
Hey, Pat, where's your passport? Oh, it's right next to the Swedish fish.
Got on the ready. Emergency mask. We got some sunglasses and a pen.
A pen. One pen. Nice.
Pretty normal bag, if you ask me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I always
the
carry around
tissues
a
were the
full-size box of tissues with me.
That was the topper.
You know
right
what?
there.
You guys can sit there and laugh. I'm taking my tissues back.
We're not laughing at you, Pat. We're laughing with you and admiring you, I have to say, because there's not many people that can pull out 4 different types of medicine out of their bags of work.
I tell you, it's all fun and games until you sneeze.
It's true. You know, if we ever have aches, ailments, sneezing, we know where to go. To the pharmacist, Pat. He's always got something at the ready.
I'll help you out. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. For my boys.
No problem whatsoever. All right, so we are talking Eagles here at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament today. We are at Penn Golf Club here in Westchester. Going to be a great, great day. We will be broadcasting here all day. Anthony's going to follow us here. Mike will follow him. Everybody will be in the house a little bit later. Brian Dawkins does a great job. They had a soiree last night. Jamie, you said you saw him singing?
Yeah, maybe it was Trey or Brandon Graham. Somebody put up the video of him of singing Bob Marley, and I went, wow, that's pretty cool.
And Brian told us on the air last week he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he held true to his word. So a lot of great, great former players here. Obviously, a lot of former Eagles. Hopefully, if some of them get here a little early, maybe we can throw somebody on air. I know Brian Westbrook wanted to come on air. Hopefully, he said he might stop by early enough to get on with us, and we'll see how that plays out. So a lot of Eagles talk today. Sixers were starting to put behind us a little bit. We'll get into them a little bit later on, but we've been talking about expectations for this season because that's all you can do after a schedule comes out, and they should be decently high. And in this linchpin that we have coming up here, Dylan, Jamie says that if the coach performs, we'll have to see what's going on.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it earlier. We kind of broached it in the opening segment. But the expectation for Nick Sirianni in year 2 is got to be 10 wins or bust because...
What do you mean bust?
Or I think people were going to call him a disappointment in year 2.
Okay.
And maybe question the long-term outlook. Because if you think about it, second year in the system, second year of getting some of the guys that fit your system in here, you got a top wide receiver playmaker. You address the linebacking position in a big way. You got another edge rusher. You got somebody to help in the run game. You kind of are familiar with this now. It's not new to you anymore. And you set your own expectation at 9 wins. If he doesn't get to 10, I think people are going to call him a disappointment in year 2. So if you fast forward to a season of less than 9 wins, I mean, what are you expecting the treatment to be of Sirianni?
So 9 wins last year in a year that you were the high mark for all of us. You said maybe 6 or 7.
I think I said 7.
Okay, I'm sorry, 7.
Yeah.
Like, didn't he earn something with 9 wins last year?
You would think, but I think he actually ramped up his own pressure.
Interesting. So he put the heat on himself more by having a successful first year?
In a weird way, yes, because he didn't have any expectations year 1. None of us knew what to expect, and then he helps lead the team to 9 wins by changing their identity. After realizing some limitations of the team and adjusting on the fly and benefiting from a soft schedule, but again, soft schedule this year. He set his own bar at 9 wins, and he set the expectations. Now the expectations are 9 wins or better. And if you're not improving in year 2, then you might get looked at a little different.
Wow. I honest to God, never thought of it that way.
Right? It just hit me on the ride home the other day. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, if Sirianni doesn't get to 10 wins, people are probably going to call him a disappointment.
Yeah, probably. I mean, look, we're not a rational fan base.
No,
we are not. We can sit here in May and talk about, there's this and that. Well, if this happens. No, the reality is in season, if he does not get to 9 wins, unfortunately, he will be considered a disappointment. And there's a very good reality that this, quote, easy schedule that we look at in May ends up being a really tough schedule. I mean, I said it, the past couple shows, but there's always teams that you just bank on, being a win, and they take that next step, and they end up being a really good team. And you look at that game that you thought you were going to win in week 7, and it ends up being a really, really tough matchup. So this easy schedule that we look at could end up being, a relatively difficult one. Who knows? But that's not going to matter. Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't reach 9 wins, it's not going to matter that a couple of these teams took the next jump. It's not going to matter that, so-and-so got injured. It's, okay, well, last year you won 9 games, and this year you didn't. So, is Nick Sirianni in the hot seat? 6-1-0, 6-2.
Yeah, no,
No, it's not a hot seat, but I think it shapes how people view him in a big way. Like, I think the second year of a coach is kind of, I don't want to say make or break, meaning you're done or, you're here for life if you succeed, but I think year 2 is the true evaluation.
So if you're talking fan base looking at who they're going to focus on as far as, I'm not saying hot seat or anything like that, but focus on for this team, I just came up with 2 names off the top of my head that are above Sirianni, and that is Jalen Hurts, and I think your defensive coordinator is still on the hot seat a little bit more than Nick Sirianni, if we're going to call it a hot seat. I'm not even saying that, but that's interesting you say that. He won 9 last year. If he doesn't win at least 9 this year, you think focus goes towards him of what's what?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Because I just think year 2 is more important than year 1. Year 1, you're unknown. Year 2, you have to adjust to other teams' adjustments.
You do. I think year 3 is the big one, though. Year
Probably.
3, your first draft class, you have a really good idea if that first draft class is going to hit or not. You've made the adjustments from, as you said, the year 2 jump. So I think year 3 is the big one. I mean, I joked around about the hot seat thing. He's not going to be on the hot seat, but people will question if year 1 was lucky.
Yes.
He lucked into, and then look, in a way, he kind of did. I mean, the schedule that you saw down the stretch was very winnable. And all of a sudden we started looking at it like this team's gonna sneak into the playoffs here, and they ended up doing it, but they got exposed really early on in the playoffs.
Well, you guys are lucky because you know what I have here?
Oh, we're not doing it.
I have the Eagles' schedule. So week 1, I have them winning.
No.
Week 2,
we're not doing it.
Why?
Dylan, shut his mic off.
Well, it's funny because you say this Nick Sirianni stuff about how many eyes are going to be on him. Do you think if the season's bad, eyes go right? Not bad. Okay, let's say it's a 9-win season, an 8-win season maybe. They're even under 500. Do you think the focus will go first to him, or will it go first to Jalen Hurts? Will it go maybe secondary or first to Jonathan Gannon?
I think first is Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Sirianni 2, Gannon 3.
Fair enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, because Jalen Hurts wasn't Nick Sirianni's quarterback. And I can't get over that. Like, every time, coaches come in here, they want their hand-picked guy. He's not it's not saying he's not the guy, but he's not Nick Sirianni's hand-picked guy. You saw it with Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury came in, and they had just drafted Josh Rosen. Now, Josh Rosen sucks.
Yeah.
But they had just spent a top 10 pick on him. And he came in and said, no, I don't want him. I want my hand-picked guy. I'm taking Kyler Murray. So, it happens with pretty much every coach. They come in, they want their hand-picked guy. And I think because of that, and the fan base knowing it, they'll give Nick Sirianni the benefit of the doubt because he doesn't have that guy. But if all this thing breaks kind of the way we think it might, and Jalen Hurts isn't the guy, and Nick Sirianni goes out and that's when the pressure for Nick Sirianni, I think, really starts.
So where's the place where you can see, or that we could see as a fan base, where Nick Sirianni improves the most from last year? We can look at Jalen Hurts and say he needs to improve arm strength, he needs to improve reading defenses. We can say that Miles Sanders needs to improve taking care of the football and being a smarter football player out there. But where can you justifiably and something you can really wrap your hands around on Nick Sirianni and say, this is where he needs to improve, and you'll be able to see it by year's end?
It's a really good question, because I think the most obvious thing is just knowing your team's identity right away. He didn't know it until... I shouldn't say he didn't know it. He was trying to force the passing game in the first 5 or 6 weeks last year. He might not have had the capable players to implement that system, so he had to shift to a running game. Now I think he knows what the team is, so how can he get the passing game going off the running game, I think, is probably the most important thing. I'd like to see some unique looks, like A.J. Brown, not that he's Deebo Samuel because nobody is, but you can use him in a variety of ways. Like, he's a tough dude. He's hard to tackle. He's explosive. I'd like to see some creativity, but I just think knowing this team's identity week 1 will help him dramatically.
BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app. Live in-game betting is where it's at. And all the new BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app has you covered. Get in on the action. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. So in Pat's point of view today, Pat is a little bit scared.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Here's Pat. I'm Pat.
Hey, Pat, what's up, man?
Hello.
How you doing?
It's Pat.
Hi. Yeah, so the recent report about Daryl Morey wanting another star, a third star, does that concern you at all?
I'm like 50-50 with this, to be honest. I
I change by the hour on
I'm talking like concern.
No, not concern.
I'll tell you what.
But a little.
I think I lean towards concern. Yeah, because I want stability at some point here. And if you're chasing another star, it means stability's out the window yet again with Joel Embiid, and you're trying to find out a team to build with him. But you're scared. You're downright scared.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
What are you scared of, Luke?
Yeah, I'm having nightmares. No, I don't want to trade Tyrese Maxey, but no, it's the bloodthirsty nature of Daryl Morey to get a championship.
But isn't that what you wanted a GM?
You do, but it could be your detriment. Like it was Ed Snyder's detriment towards the end of his Flyers tenure that he wanted another championship and he made boneheaded moves. And Daryl Morey towards the end of his Houston tenure was doing the same. You know, he kept trying to pair guys with James Harden. It wasn't working. You know, he signed Dwight Howard to a max contract and it didn't really work there. But the move that I think he really and this is what I look at, the move that it was like, all right, I'm putting all my eggs in this basket and it's going to work, was the Russell Westbrook trade. He traded 4 first-round picks for the guy, and he sucked. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about Daryl Morey knowing that the tag on him is really good basketball guy, really good basketball exec, but one that hasn't won yet. And he wants to get rid of that, and he's going to make a rash decision, like trading 4 first-round picks for Russell Westbrook. And I'm not saying he's going to trade 4 first-round picks for this Russell Westbrook, but a similar move where you're sitting there going, in the moment, this is great. We've got, Harden, we've got Embiid, we've got fill in the blank. And then a year from now, you're going, what the hell did we do?
But isn't so Jamie said, isn't that what you want? Got to go all in, go all in.
Well, that's a Russell Westbrook, no.
No, not that. But
in the moment, like Houston was
I've always been a Russell Westbrook hater, so like,
me too. But like I'm talking the player. Like in the moment, Houston thought championships are coming, and a year later they're trading for John Wall.
All right, so I'll piggyback off of something that Jamie has said often. But isn't that where you are with Joel Embiid now in the moment?
Yes.
You only have probably, I don't know, maybe 3 more years of this level of play, maybe.
Yeah.
So is it best to go for it or not like that?
I'm not saying you don't go for it. You just don't mortgage everything and make a
All right, give me a superstar that would scare you because of what you would have to give up to bring in here. So we've all heard the Bradley Beal stuff. None of us really wants to trade Tyrese Maxey.
No.
But as Jamie said, or you said yesterday,
I don't know. Like it's not so much the superstar. It's more of what you're giving up for him. I'm not mortgaging. Like clearly, like with the Russell Westbrook trade, Houston pretty much mortgaged their entire future. I don't want to mortgage the entire future. Like I don't want to give up Maxey and Thibault you can throw in, but like every young player they have and all these draft picks for 1 or 2 guys, and we're looking at it a year from then going like, what did we do? Like this was dumb. As those guys end up flourishing in another city, which happens to Philadelphia all the damn time.
Yeah. What if it does bring you a championship?
Yeah. Well, and that's the other side of it. Obviously, is Jamie
said
I'll take a championship for 10 years of drag.
No, and I will too.
Yeah, I'll say it. I said it with the Eagles, and I don't regret it.
I'm more looking at just, the Negadelphian in me, looking at the move not working out, but looking at him just going, sitting up at night, actually scared, going, I need to get this championship. And that's a good thing in a way. But when you haven't gone it this long, you start making stupid decisions. Because like we've all done stuff, around the house or something, like doing and trying to, fix something, and we get frustrated. The more you get frustrated, the worse it becomes.
Yeah, you got to walk away and come back to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no patience.
But as an NBA GM or an NBA, president of basketball ops, you can't walk away and come back to it. Like we heard the blow by blow of his conversation with Sean Marks and Brooklyn yelling at him, no, don't get off the phone, stay on. And I like that, I do. But it also kind of concerns me that he's going to be just so driven to just get another quote-unquote star, no matter who it is, that you end up mortgaging a whole hell of more than you probably should have.
I'm not super concerned about the future as much as I am the bench now.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get me that superstar and address the bench and really give them their best run since the Jimmy Butler team, I'm okay with possibly mortgaging the future.
So there was a name thrown out there a little bit yesterday, and that was LeBron James. LeBron James, that superstar, coming here to Philadelphia in his the twilight, being that secondary guy, being the guy that, I don't know, is he the guy with James Harden and Joel Embiid that brings you that championship?
Should we call the people at Malvern Prep and see if Bronny's been, checking out the campus?
Hey, Bronny could be a backup on this team right now.
I just spotted LeBron at the Wawa down the street.
Is he getting a sizzler?
In Westchester.
Is he playing here today? In the
he was
Brian
getting his sizzly. He was eating off the trash can, and he was just saying John over and over again.
Yeah.
Are you reporting this?
Yes. It's reported.
Whiz.
Yes. There is no shot in hell.
Bronny just got named a 4-star recruit yesterday, so it's a tough day in the James household.
What? He's going into what, his junior year?
I think so.
Bronny? Yeah. Because the #1 junior in the country.
Yeah, he happens to play in
DeWan Wagner.
Yeah, so that, I this whole superstar thing that has come about that Windhorst put out there the other day, it's funny, Pat, you brought it up. Where do you sit on it? I as far as concern, as far as want, I find myself more leaning towards I still like this starting 3 because ideally, Maxey, I would love to have coming off the bench. If you're good enough to have that happen, I think you're a really good team, A. And then, B, having him come off the bench as a 25-minute-a-night guy that can just give you an infusion of offense at that position would be great.
Donovan Mitchell's been at Mets games 2 of the last 3 days, apparently.
Maybe he's
but he's from New York. Yeah, he's from New York.
No, I know
so
he's from New York.
He's also a Mets fan. That's great.
But I think he's also said in the past he wouldn't mind playing for the Knicks.
Yeah, I think he wouldn't mind playing anywhere that's not Utah.
Yeah, that seems like it's
like
really he's on the move.
That's got to be a buzzkill though. Like when you're going through the draft process, it's got to be one place where you're like, please don't take me.
I am surprised that he and Rudy Gobert have even lasted as long as they have.
So am I.
Me too.
Yeah, I thought that was just the relationship in the breakup a long time.
If you're Houston or if you're Utah, you're gonna keep Gobert?
Ideally not.
Jamie, he's the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
I would assume from just his outlandishness a little bit that Donovan Mitchell's probably more outspoken than Rudy Gobert, and therefore maybe
perceived as a problem.
Well, I don't even know if problem, but you know.
Well, I mean that's kind of how the Sixers perceive Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And he was pretty good last night.
41 points. How about that? But isn't that kind of on your culture to keep that in check?
Yeah, I mean, we mocked it, but the video before the playoffs started of Jimmy Butler getting into it with Eric Spoelstra. And Eric Spoelstra's like, well, dude, I'm not going to fight you. And
I'll
Jimmy
have
Butler,
Udonis Haslem do that.
Yeah,
for me.
Udonis Haslem and Jimmy Butler getting into it. Well, now they're up the first game of the Eastern Conference Championship. Yeah, it's all about culture for sure.
But like Pat Riley he's like, yeah, Jimmy Butler, bring him on down. I don't care about that. I can handle that. The Sixers are like, ooh, well, we got Ben here. He's sensitive. Jimmy's he's a lot to handle.
Yeah.
But instead of being like, okay, our culture is going to make this work, it was, ooh, kid gloves here.
You know what?
Kid gloves there.
That's a great point. A San Antonio Spurs culture doesn't matter who they bring in because that player adjusts to your culture. You're exactly right, and that's why the Sixers, they just don't have that culture right now. It's something they've been trying to build. I talk about it all the time. They just don't have it.
Unfortunately, that is their culture.
The culture
is
is
treating.
Yeah,
I don't think it's I hate when you and John say that. Yeah, it's not.
No,
it's
I don't say it lightly.
It's a kid glove culture.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
It's babying and
it's
coddling.
It's a not knowing how to win culture. I shouldn't say losing. It's a not knowing how to win culture. No, there's a difference. I'm not playing fun here.
I was going to say, aren't they the same thing?
You walk into a San Antonio, a New England Patriot, you walk into an organization, you immediately learn about how to win. That's not happening here yet with the 76ers.
No.
They don't know how to win yet, culture is what I'm saying. Jimmy Butler last night, 41 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 17 of 18 from the floor. He had 4 steals and 3 blocks.
Yeah.
He's sick.
And Dwayne Wade put out a tweet that said basically, yeah, my boy's playing beautiful basketball down there. Congrats. It hurts.
Yeah.
It does. Because, look, in the moment, I sided with the Sixers. Ben Simmons was the right decision.
I did not.
Hindsight being 20/20, it was a disaster.
And Jimmy Butler still wants to be here. He just said it.
For some reason, that guy's able to ramp his game up come playoff time.
It's insane.
He's gotten better since he left.
It gets forgotten, but because of the Kawhi shot. But what tied that game was a Jimmy Butler steal and layup.
Yeah, that's right.
He's that dude, and they had it, and they let him go.
This is the John Kincade Show. 97.5 The Fanatic. We are at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament from Penn Golf Club here in Westchester. It's just beautiful here. Beautiful day outside. Sun's coming up. It's being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All the proceeds today benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. When we get back here at the John Kincade Show, I want to play a little game with the guys, and it might even concern...
Shake-isms?
No, not shake-isms today, but we might get to that right after we do the win-loss record of Eagles' schedule.
Can't wait.
This year.
All 18.
Yeah, but
17.
we're gonna play a game of who would you choose as the first man to start a team if you were the GM? This is the John Kincade Show here at 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Union are continuing on a torrid pace after a fantastic 2021 season and playoff run. Your Philadelphia Union are in a three-way tie in points for the top spot in the Eastern Conference. So these games are important. You got to get down to a Union game. Trust me, it's an awesome experience down at Subaru Park. My daughter had a blast last year for her first time because the crowd, it's always electric. The fans bring the action the entire game long. If you don't know what to do, just follow along with the Sons of Ben down in the River End. They'll lead you in cheer. Philadelphia is a 5-for-5 city, and they're led by our guy, the pride of Orland, Pennsylvania, Jim Curtin, who's Philly through and through. They're facing Inter Miami tonight at 7:30 at Subaru Park. So get your tickets today at PhiladelphiaUnion.com.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Paid for by Fidelity.
Today we're talking to Lauren, a financial services associate at Fidelity, about her Series 7 career. So Lauren, we know having your Series 7 is key, but when it comes to your career, what were you looking for that you found with Fidelity?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I think the big lesson is that I just didn't know what I didn't know. I knew I was looking to find things like great benefits, great technology to better serve clients, though most of all, the resources and a culture of support to help me grow my career. So you start to wonder what your options may be.
Can you tell us a bit more about your Series 7 career with Fidelity?
Yes. So with Fidelity Investments, I found the growth opportunities I was looking for with my Series 7 and also a great culture with a company that puts clients first. This actually helps me achieve something much more powerful than I could have at my past job.
If you're looking to make a switch like Lauren, Fidelity Investments is hiring Series 7 professionals near you. Trade up to a company with the growth opportunities and reputation for putting people first that you'd expect from a large financial firm. Visit branches.fidelitycareers.com. That's branches.fidelitycareers.com. Fidelity is an equal opportunity employer.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
The amazing Fred Beans used car sale is on. For 3 days only, May 20th, 21st, and 23rd. Browse over 1,800 cars, trucks, and SUVs, and more than 500 certified pre-owned vehicles. All backed by our 5-day return, 30-day exchange policy. Plus, get a head start on summer by receiving a Weber grill with any used car purchase. Hurry in today, because the amazing Fred Beans used car sale is 3 days only. As Fred himself always says, our used cars are better because our reputation depends on it. See how we do used better at FredBeansUsed.com. While supplies last, see dealer for full details.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
It's Macy's Ultimate Shopping Event with an extra 25% off summer trends when you use your coupon or Macy's card. Like 30 to 50% off men's suits and blazers, 10 to 50% off fine jewelry for your next standout moment. And style your sanctuary with 50 to 60% off comforter sets. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. See Macy's.com/Star Rewards. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Make sure your home is ready for the sizzling heat with one call to CNC Heating and Air Conditioning. Their technicians will ensure your system is ready to handle the scorching temperatures ahead. Air conditioners can dramatically increase energy bills. A tune-up from CNC can ensure your system is running at its most efficient so you can stay cool without breaking the bank. Visit cc-hvac.com today. Proudly serving Montgomery and Bucks counties for over 50 years. CNC Heating and Air Conditioning. Service after the sale.
Hey there, casino fans. I'm here to let you know that the new BetRivers.com casino app is here. It's got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play, fast payouts, and a rewards program you'll love. Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. So get ready, casino lovers, to experience the BetRivers.com difference you can trust. It's a whole new game. Download it today.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Philadelphia. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At 7-Eleven, we're so obsessed with our coffee that it's always fresh or it's free. And we have the good stuff. 100% Arabica beans, so you can 200% your day. 7-Eleven, you brew you. Terms and conditions apply. See 7-Eleven.com for more details.
Neiman Marcus has the hottest men's designer sneakers in Philadelphia, and they're going fast. Pop into Neiman's King of Prussia and try on the newest kicks from Balenciaga, Alexander McQueen, Christian Louboutin, Dolce & Gabbana, and Versace. But hurry, to be sure, you're one of the first to snag a pair.
Hi, this is Taylor Morgan. Years ago, I made a decision that would change my life forever. I attended the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, but radio and TV sounded like fun. Well, it turned into a career that has lasted more than 30 years and has given me opportunities that I never would have dreamed possible, like broadcasting from the Olympics in Nagano, Japan. And it all started at Connecticut School of Broadcasting, which is now CSB Media Arts Center, with classes not only in radio and TV, but video production, podcasting, editing, all that is media. The hands-on training from broadcast professionals whose entire mission is to get you career ready, plus the job placement assistance, is priceless. And it all happens in 8 or 16 weeks. Train on site or online. There's a campus in nearby Cherry Hill, and they're VA approved. CSB Media Arts Center. Get your start. Visit gocsb.com.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
And what a beautiful day we do have here at Penn Oaks Golf Club here in Westchester. We got the sun behind us, James. I think it's warmed up about 10 degrees in here in this beautiful setting that we got going up. Got a bar outside behind us, a bar inside in front of us. If that doesn't reek of something, James, after the show, I don't know.
I mean, I think we can find our way to a cocktail after the show, Bob. You know, a little John Daly, a little transfusion, and wouldn't golf.
And I'm treating Pat to a wing today at the local PJ Wellahan's.
I can't wait to decide what wing I get.
I don't know if they have the wing special
yet. Are you
yet.
gonna get Bob's wing of the month that was promised?
It's going to be the wing of the century, I think, next century. I don't think we're going to get it.
I don't think
anytime
you won
soon.
the contest, Bob.
You didn't win.
I absolutely won it. Coach, who won that wing making contest? Yeah, I did. Okay, thank you
Well,
very much.
where's the wing of the month?
That's not on me.
I'd love to procure one to pay PJ Wellehen some American currency.
No one's ever seen it
for this barbecue bacon wing, but I can't get.
I don't even know if it
tell you.
happened.
Did it happen?
I don't think
that was
it
a
did.
fever dream.
Yeah,
I know. I almost threw up when I ate the Captain Crunch.
That wasn't as bad as you guys. It
Who is
was
it?
not.
Did
No,
you make
it was
it? It was
no.
John.
It was John.
It was horrendous.
It wasn't as bad as the Ritz cracker wing. That was
Dude, it was
horrible.
like eating throw up. It was horrible.
I don't think it was bad.
It was
The
gross.
Ritz cracker wing to me was horrible.
Who did the Ritz cracker? Was that John also?
No, that was
that was Jamie.
And it came in fifth amongst the judges.
Yeah,
so you're an idiot.
That sucked. What do those judges know?
Well, they were pretty good, I gotta say. I mean,
yeah, they can't.
The thing is, they didn't even say that I won. They said far and away this was the best wing. So sorry guys.
I put bacon on more meat. Oh,
let me dip mine in some Swedish goldfish.
It wasn't. That wasn't
the
mine
hell-
at all.
What was yours? Candy.
Mine was the Coke wing, which was delicious, and mine was
That was
chicken.
gross also.
The chicken and waffle wing.
Yeah, that was bad too. Yeah,
You don't even remember it.
You didn't have a good day.
You don't even remember my wings.
I don't remember
could've
bad
said-
things.
I
I
could've-
like to put positive thoughts in
I
my
could have
head.
said that my wing was the barbecue bacon one, and you would have went, "Oh no, that was horrible
No,
too."
that was delicious. That was mine, and I won.
Anything that I said, you were gonna say no matter what that it was bad. Any wing. You're a coward.
It was, but I don't have to be a coward.
No, you don't have to. You are a coward.
When the chef came out to me and said, "Dude, you won like by far."
Yeah, you probably paid him off.
I don't know what to tell you.
You probably paid him off.
Just to screw you guys over the next time, and we are going to do it again, although I may protest if this wing never makes the menu. I already have something that I've given to the chef that he said, "Oh, I don't know how anybody's going to top that."
Is it?
Yeah, it's a filet mignon with a chicken with. It's a lobster.
You gave the chef something. Is it?
Try my porterhouse wing. In the middle of that 14-ounce porterhouse is a wing.
Is it a couple of dead presidents that you gave the chef? Because that's the only way you're going to win again.
You guys embarrass yourself with this.
We're not embarrassing
It really is. You are.
It's a prime rib wing.
Well, you should give it a try. Maybe it'll.
Men love meat.
7 o'clock hour is brought to you by the all-new Bet Parks app, sportsbook and casino in one sleek, easy-to-use app in Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
You think we don't know what you just did? You tried to end the conversation with a read? You tried to end the conversation with a read because you were losing.
I'm winning. I won. I already won.
It's just like you really lost the wing off.
I didn't lose. I won by far. Like the judge, it was embarrassing if you guys would have, if you would have heard what the judges said to me behind your old back.
I can't wait to get that wing today.
I mean, it was.
Oh
just
wait,
like,
you can't.
Oh, wait,
because
yeah.
it doesn't exist.
It's so good they can't even get it to you the way you want it.
They could have made the Ritz cracker wing that day.
I mean, whatever. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I have to say. Yeah, it sounds like we do this off show, but I do. I get mad at you guys because you're jealous. If you guys won something, if you ever did in your life won something, I would love to go to you and say, "Hey, congrats on that."
Now it comes.
But no, you guys can't because
we ever won anything.
Well, all right. For example, you've won a couple of men's league championships, Pat.
More than a
Who
couple.
keeps up on it?
More than a
Who
couple.
texts you, "Hey, how'd you do tonight?" Who the next day says, "You got any highlights of your goals?" Me. I'm that guy. Because I care for you.
John Kincade texts me. And then he brings up his fight with Dave Schultz back in 1982.
And did you hear Bob Clark fired him, too?
Yes, I have heard that a few times.
All right, so here's the game we're going to play here. 7 o'clock hour on the John Kincade Show. John is in Atlanta today and for the weekend because his beautiful daughter, Olivia, is graduating from high school, and the family will be making the move up, so we congratulate the whole Kincade family. But the game we want to play for you right now, here it is. You have... Oh, Dylan, cool. You have one person to start your franchise. We're going to go Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers. You have one player, past or present, from that organization to start your franchise. And, Jamie, I'm going to ask you to go first, and I will give you the team is going to be your Philadelphia Flyers. Who would be the one player, past or present, that you would start your team with?
Don't say Sean Podine. Don't say Sean Podine.
Stop. That's
Chell Samuelson.
Now, this is interesting. Do you go goalie, which might be the most important position, obviously, in all of hockey? Do you go best player? Do you go all-around player? Where exactly would you start?
It's a really hard one, the Flyers. Goalie has been a sore spot. I don't know if I go Lindros.
In today's day and age, I don't know how. Like, he'd still be really productive because he was a power forward, but he was so much bigger than everybody else.
The
but I
guy that
don't know
came
how
to mind
better he'd be.
was Rod Brindamore.
That's interesting, dude.
Okay.
I like off the cuff answers.
Like,
and
I
stuff
think
like
he's
this.
a glue guy, a skill guy, a tough guy, a dog. Like, he's got like a little bit of everything in him. It's not sexy. It's not going to sell, but that's where my gut went, so I'm just going to ride with my gut.
Pat?
So I'm down to two guys. One was towards the back end of his career when he got here. The other guy was traded too soon.
Peter Forsberg.
No, but that's a really good one. That's a great one that I did not think of, embarrassingly enough. No, the guy thought it was Jeremy Roenick, but Forsberg's better, so I'll switch. But I will actually go with neither. I will go with Sergei Bobrovsky.
I was thinking Bob
he was
also.
the other one I thought
because he can. I mean, goaltender could steal you a series.
Like, we're not going back as far as like Bernie Perron, are we?
No, we'll keep it in the players that we've all seen play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forsberg's a great one though, James. That's
Forsberg is, and Flyer fans unfortunately didn't get to see the real Peter Forsberg.
No, he had the skate issue and stuff. The guy that I was thinking of before
Can I
that
change
was
my own
Roenick.
answer?
Well, let me give mine first. Mine is Lindros. I know the players are bigger now, and he was bigger back then, but barring injury, I just think his game would equate to any time of hockey.
Yeah. Now I don't. When I say what I said, I don't mean like he wouldn't be productive. He would still be probably a 60, 70, 80 point guy. He wouldn't be that 130 point guy.
He's not
that
the
he
face.
was.
Not 130, but I
Yes.
think he'd be higher than 60, 70. I think he'd be an 80 guy. I just think his game equates. He's kind of an all-in-one. He was a really good passer. He obviously could score, and he's that physical presence. It's not going to get moved all that much. I mean, even though the game has gotten bigger, he was as big as anybody. I mean, you're talking 6'4", 235.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons he kept his head down so much. You just
Yeah.
expected to bounce off.
And having guys his own size now, that would keep the head up a little bit more, and maybe it would, stop him
prolong his
having
career.
So a lot of people on the message on the YouTube board are saying a guy that could have been here, not could have been, if he was here for his prime Flyer years, Yager.
Yeah. Mike Ritchie.
I mean, Yager's a great answer. He's probably a top.
Yager's
he's
top
15 or 20
He's
player
top.
of all
He's
time.
top 15 player of all time for sure. He's still playing.
He's a top 5 scorer in NHL history, right?
Yeah, that's because he played till he was.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
40,
Yeah.
But still, I mean, he was still productive.
40, I was in his 50s.
But he had some insane years there. If you could have gotten him as a Flyer, it's not.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you had a Forsberg in his prime, a Yager in his prime?
Yeah, but guys, I mean, they got Mike Ritchie, so
yeah,
I think we're good.
And Mark Recchi. Let's not forget Mark Recchi.
No, that's what I said, Mike Ritchie.
Yeah, he
Is
said
it a
Ricci.
Ricci?
I said Recchi. What do you got for that? Nothing.
No, Mark
All right,
Recchi.
so wait, you said you
Mark
wanted to
Recchi and Mark.
Recchi and Ricci are two
Yeah, it
different
was
guys.
Mike Ritchie
they
and
are.
Mark Recchi.
Yeah, I know. I said that.
I don't think you did.
I said Mark Recchi.
I think
you said
you
Ricci.
thought-
I said Recchi. No.
What are we doing here?
Who you said you were going to?
Tavi, no.
Ricky Bo?
You said you were going to change Brindamore? Because that's not a great answer.
No, I think Brindamore's a great captain guy. No, I'd start the franchise I regret my answer. And you took Forsberg from me?
No, I have Lindros.
Did he take Forsberg?
No, he has Bobrovsky.
took
Jane,
Bobrovsky.
pay attention, dude.
I'll go Forsberg.
All right, he'll go Forsberg. All right, let's move on. Your Philadelphia Phillies. And Pat, we'll start with you this time. Jamie, you changed to Forsberg. All right. Pat,
Aaron Rowan.
Philadelphia Phillies. Stop, you can't do that because you did it with Forsberg and wound up changing your answer.
So Taguchi.
Ryan Madsen.
Yeah, there's so many great ones. I mean, I will go with Jimmy Rollins.
Wow.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, I was down to two.
I had a feeling
it was
you would
either
say
it was
that.
either J Roll.
No. Don't do
It was
it.
either J Roll or
No.
JD Durkin.
I have
Obviously.
I have the Eagles going 3-0 to start the season. All right, Jane, where do you go? Do you go positional player? Do you go pitcher? Do you go?
I mean, Bryce Harper's
different?
not a bad one to consider, but I'm going to go with the guy that made me fall in love with baseball, the greatest third baseman to ever play the game, Michael Jack.
But you didn't see Schmidt play.
The hell I didn't.
That's the thing. I didn't see Schmidt play.
You didn't? You did?
retired, dude. Schmidt
The hell
retired.
I didn't.
Schmidt retired in '89.
Where were you
born in '80?
81.
Oh, I see. So, as a little sprite, little 7-year-old,
I knew he hit dingers.
You knew he was the best third baseman of all time.
He hit dingers.
All
I was
right.
7. It was
And a great fielder.
Yeah, he was. And
Like,
then
let's not forget
but as
that.
he made me love baseball, and then I'd, watch, more and more, and read everything I could about the guy. collected some cars. You know, it's Michael Jack Schmidt, man.
Okay.
It's not a wrong answer.
I'm
not
the only
busting my balls.
I wasn't. I'm the only one that goes pitcher.
I was the other guy that I.
No, I'm not going lefty because you guys didn't see lefty pitch. Well, Jamie, I guess you did as a 4-year-old, but I was going to go Doc Holliday.
That was the guy that I was battling.
Yeah, if you have that just knockout pitcher that's going to start you 35 games a year, I just think that is so big no matter what.
Here's why I didn't pick him, though, because the Blue Jays did have him, and they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that was the deciding factor with me. Was I agree with you. Like, you need that frontline starter. But J-Roll, what he brought on the field wasn't it carried over to what he brought in the locker room as well. So that's why I ultimately chose J-Roll. But, yeah, Doc Holliday was the best pitcher I've ever seen put on a Phillies uniform. Not even close.
I did see Steve Carlton a lot as a kid. He was all that. But, yeah, Holliday to me is just a guy that when you put out there, you knew every time you were getting that outing. You know, and I don't know why. I would start with pitching. That's who I'd go with.
You were surprised if he gave up, like, 2 runs.
Yeah. Yeah, you knew every game they were going to be in it, and almost to a detriment to your offense because the offense like, he's going to hold them to 2 runs or lower. I don't know what we have to do today, and sometimes I'd hurt him with the Phillies. All right, let's go Philadelphia. 76ers, Jamie Lynch.
You start.
No, I don't want to start.
Me and Pat already started. Now it's your turn.
Okay. All right, with the Sixers, and we're going with players that we've all seen during our lifetime.
I think there's 3 obvious answers.
Matt Geiger.
Clearly. Jason.
I know you want to go Eric Snow, but
just say Tim Thomas. You never want to.
I loved Tim Thomas. I thought he was going to be the next big.
I'm picking this guy because I think it's easier to build around this guy, and he makes everybody better. Tim Thomas.
Big dog
Rodney Carney.
I'm going to go Charles Barkley.
That was one of the 3.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Pat, I'm going to force you into a corner I think you're okay with, and I will take Joel Embiid off the board. And he's
I
all
will
yours.
take Allen Iverson.
There you go.
That wasn't that difficult.
No, it really wasn't. Those are the 3.
Now, the reason I didn't take those 2 is because as great as they are and loved watching them play and still love watching Embiid play, the problem with those 2 is building a team around them. So if you're taking your first player to build around.
How did Barkley do here?
Boom. Roasted. You got owned.
I'm talking.
You got owned, and you think you know basketball, and he just owned you. Just shut your mic off.
Barkley didn't have surrounding pieces. He only had Maurice Cheese, Julius Erving, Moses Malone.
Dude, they got him Shaq.
Dude,
it was Shackelford, but they got him Shaq.
The Sixers team of 1983 was considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest team of all time at the time. And then a year later, they draft Charles Barkley, and they never won another championship. How does that happen?
Because with the 10th overall pick, they took a referee.
Wood.
Leon Wood.
They call him Woo because there ain't no D in him. Leon Woo.
Is that serious?
That was the talk around the league, yeah. His name was Leon Woo.
He's having
an ounce of D in him.
He's having a hell of a career as a ref.
You know what?
Cone P3.
He's that was pretty good. I heard more of Patrick Beverly last night.
I love it. The NBA is a soap opera, so it's great.
Did you see Pat Bev going against JJ Redick?
No.
Oh my God, dude! You got to look up the video. It's Stephen A, JJ, and Patrick Beverly, and Stephen A says, "All right, we'll get into this. JJ, do you want to go first? You want me to go first?" And JJ says, "You can go first. I had him already." And Pat Bev goes, "What do you mean had me? What do you mean you had me?" And JJ's like, "We had you on the show, dude. We had you on today. I know you. Yeah, relax." He's like, "Okay. Just like clarification. That's all. I love that dude.
He's just looking for a fight all the time, man.
But they need that guy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They were asking him They were asking about Chris Paul, and he's like, "Come on, man. Everybody knows nobody likes him." He goes, "Are you kidding me? Did you see when I pushed him? Anybody come to his defense? Nope." He goes, "If I go to Houston and push somebody, they're all coming up on me, you know." And he's saying all these teams. He goes, everybody knows. Nobody likes Chris Paul.
I get the sense he's right.
I do too. I saw a clip from the JJ Redick podcast. Now, him and JJ, Chris Paul and JJ have a decent relationship now because they played together in LA. And I told you guys this the other day. But the relationship was non-existent, and they couldn't stand each other because of their college days. Because Chris Paul held a grudge.
Yes,
and JJ Redick could not believe that he still held a grudge in the NBA over something that happened in college.
A 3-ball made, and JJ was smack talking him from the bench, and Chris Paul took it personally.
Oh, my
It was
God.
a Wake Forest Duke thing, and it was pretty fun.
And I'm all for pettiness, but like, dude,
After 12 years, it kind of goes away, doesn't it?
like you choked in the NCAA tournament. I think you lost in the first round. Like, move on.
Yeah, that's kind of weak. All right, let's move on to our hosts here today.
Philadelphia Wings.
The Philadelphia Eagles. And Jamie, we're going to start with you. If you had one player to build a team around, former or present Philadelphia Eagle, who would it be?
I think this one's fairly easy. I'm going to take a big answer off the board. Sorry, gentlemen. I'm going to go with Reggie White. Ever heard of him?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He's absolutely in my top three.
Our namesake here at the tournament today was probably my second guess.
And that was mine.
That's your first?
Yeah, Brian. The leadership that Brian Dawkins brought on the field and off the field is second to none. The organization felt it when he left for Denver immediately. He set the tone for so many games, and I mean,
you had to fear Brian.
You had to game plan for that guy, just like Reggie White. You had to know where he was at all times. So, but also the leadership angle, as we talked about, he's one of the best leaders of all time for this Eagles team.
So he is the only guy that two of us agreed on, because Brian Dawkins was mine too. Reggie White was number two. I went with Dawkins.
You're going to say Macho Harris. I can see it in your face.
I was going to go Quentin Michael.
He's
I know he's
Reno
one of your
Mahe.
favorite
I like Quentin
players.
Michael. Yeah, I did like Quentin.
There's a guy that's going to be here today that I think is deserving of one of the three answers.
Reno Mahe is here.
Donovan's deserving. I don't know if he gets the answer. I don't know if he gets the nod though.
If the three of us go and do this exercise and don't pick a quarterback, that says a lot about the Philadelphia Eagles franchise, doesn't it?
It does, but
It's the most important position of all the sports, and yet none of us picked that position to start our franchise.
But I think one of the reasons why is just because of, and I love Donovan. He's my favorite quarterback in Eagles history, but he came up short so many times.
But it's the best in franchise history, so you almost have to pick him.
You do. You're not wrong in that assessment.
No, you're not. You're not wrong. It's a great point.
Like the other guy I thought of was, and the guy that I would pick ahead of Donovan was the guy that he fought with, T.O. T.O. in his prime on this team. I mean, he made Jeff Garcia a Pro Bowl quarterback. So I would have picked T.O. before I picked Donovan. But that's not a slight against Donovan so much. But you do have a point. It's the most important position.
You have a great point. Absolutely.
I mean, look, the list that we have here today of guys showing up, like Westbrook, you could have easily picked Westbrook. You could pick Kelsey.
Hey, if one of the Eagles shows up here, I'm going to tell them that I picked them.
Oh, 100%.
And I'll
If
throw
Trey
you
sits
guys
down
under
next
the
to
bus.
us, I'm going to be like, Trey, I picked you first today, man.
I appreciate that, James. I appreciate my man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not listening to us.
So Pat and I both went with Brian Dawkins. I agree with you on the leadership
Wait, I
aspect.
didn't know we were allowed to go samesies here.
Well, we just so
No,
I
no,
wrote mine out before.
I don't think that's
no,
allowed.
that is not
That
allowed.
is
All right, I'm going
Howard
to pick
stuff.
somebody else.
No, I'm not picking somebody else.
Why?
I picked Dawkins.
So did I.
Dude, it was after me.
I came up with the topic and I wrote my answer.
Could you imagine?
You guys can't stand losing.
Could you imagine if in the 2003 NBA draft, Detroit goes, yeah, so we're also going to pick LeBron James because we had him number one on our board too.
Yeah.
So we'll split them with you. Like, no, you got to pitch somebody else, man.
Well, all right, my number two was Reggie White.
Okay, then who's your number three? This isn't rocket science.
You went third. You lose.
I'll go
Donovan. It's a safe answer.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going with. I'm going to go Brian Westbrook.
Yeah. Fine.
Westbrook.
He's great. I love Westbrook.
Or Trey Thomas.
Glad we settled that. Or whoever shows up.
Just not sure.
Darwin Walker. Is that you? Yeah, I chose you.
Darwin Walker?
No, he's supposed to be here today.
Yeah, he is supposed to be here.
The list here today at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. It's just unbelievable. We are here from Penn Golf Club in Westchester. It's being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation.
You know who would have loved this Eagles wide receiver room?
No.
Donovan McNabb and Brian Dawkins.
Probably. I'll give you that one.
And I think Brian Westbrook would have too. Imagine how much easier it made the run game.
Yeah, but just think
Little
back
bit.
to the wide receivers we trotted out with McNabb.
Nay Brown.
It's such a shame.
We convinced ourselves.
It really is such.
I could envision a 15-year-old Jamie convincing himself that Todd Pinkston was.
I had a James Thrash bobblehead.
I had a James Thrash jersey. I got you beat.
That's how low we were.
My first Eagles jersey was a James Thrash jersey.
That's sad.
And I bought it with my money. I saved up.
Say that out
loud. My first paycheck. My first paycheck.
Right.
I was like, I love James Thrash.
You're
It's a
saying
cool
the
name.
quiet parts out loud.
Number one wide
He points
receiver.
to the sky.
Yeah, and then he it wasn't good, Jamie.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of this moment, but no one's listening.
That's
so
messed
I
up.
can tell you guys.
Sorry, Donovan.
Jamaica, the weather right now in Jamaica is warm and sunny, just like it is here. Call your travel agent or go to visitjamaica.com to learn more. Let's go. All right, coming up, Jamie wants to talk a little bit more about the NFL and the flexing of the schedules. And we also want to get into a little bit more of what Wendy, your favorite, Jamie, what Wendy might have had to say about this superstar supposedly coming to the 76ers. This is the John Kincade Show. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan here, along with Coach Eric Camille and Connor Thomas. Heavy Chevy, we're all getting it done. Even Rodney, King Rodney's in the house. You know it's a special day when he is here at the Brian Dawkins Golf Tournament here at Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester. Time at the Fanatic, 7:22.
Looking to talk to my fellow smart sports bettors out there because PropSwap is where we're all finding the best odds in the country for futures, props, and parlays. This is Jamie Lynch for PropSwap, where America buys and sells their sports bets. Sellers across America list their sports bets for sale on PropSwap, and every day thousands of buyers are visiting PropSwap to find the best odds in the country. And the very best time to buy prop bets is always early on, when the odds are at their highest. You like the Eagles' chances this year? Maybe you like Jalen Hurts' chances to win an award. Get them now while the odds are at their highest, and you can sell them later on PropSwap, where the best odds can be found, and on the free PropSwap app. The average prop swapper can make $500 a month just from buying and selling sports bets on PropSwap. And last year, 2 different prop swappers made over $100,000 just from buying and selling sports bets. So come join in on the fun today and download the free PropSwap app and PropSwap your sports bets. Go to PropSwap.com.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Oaks Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage headquarters. At Wawa Siptopia, every sip is a quick trip to your happy place. Relax and lose yourself in a delicious smoothie or creamy milkshake. Recharge on the go with a new frozen coffee or frozen refresher. No matter what your favorite beverage is, here's your chance to indulge. So whether you like it hot, frozen, fruity, or caffeinated, Wawa Siptopia awaits. See store for details.
Whoa, is that the new pork adobo chalupa from Wawa? I've been so curious. Is the adobo seasoning fiery or savory?
That's right.
Well, which is?
Absolutely.
Well, it can't be fiery and savory at the same time. Can it? Okay, well, at least tell me this. Is the fire-roasted corn smoky or sweet?
Oh, totally.
So both? Or neither?
Now you're getting it.
Okay, salsa verde, tangy or spicy?
Yes.
Zip or kick?
Satisfy your culinary curiosity with the new chalupas at Wawa.
Hey, it's John Kincade for Window Nation, and I'm here to tell you about the graduation sale. Your old windows are failing. They're not making the grade. So I'm going to give you some homework. Call Window Nation today. With straight A's from the Better Business Bureau and over 1 million windows installed in over 125,000 homes, Window Nation, they're head of the class. So now, during Window Nation's graduation sale, you're going to get 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy and 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 full years. No payments, only with Window Nation. It's the commencement of lower energy bills, which we all needed after this winter, with added curb appeal and improved value. This graduation season, graduate with honors and add in some savings. Get 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy with no limit and 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 full years. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. 866-90NATION or do your window shopping online at windownation.com. They're the perfect fit. Tell them John Kincade sent you.
Let me be real with you people. The casino games on my Caesars Casino app are real. The slots are real. The blackjack is real. It's just like you're in a casino for real, which is awesome. But if I'm going to be real, you can't feed other players to the Tigers when they win, and I miss that. So download the Caesars Casino app.
Download Caesars Casino app. Must be 21. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Stars and Stripes Harley needs used bikes. It is giving NADA retail value in trading for a new Harley this week. No matter how much you owe on it, Stars and Stripes Harley will trade anything. Bikes, cars, ATVs, RVs, and more. NADA retail value for your motorcycle. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. At Stars and Stripes Harley, all credit applications considered. Stars and Stripes Harley Davidson is part of the #1 volume Harley dealer group in the Northeast. Retail trade value ends this Sunday. Distance made based on reconditioning and mileage. Any negative trade-in equity may be applied to new amount finance on approved above average credit.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done. And you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
It's one thing to build a truck. It's another to build a legacy. The Ford F-150. The only truck with an available class-exclusive Pro Power onboard generator. The only one with an available work surface in the front and the back. And the only one that is part of the F-Series lineup that has been the best-selling pickup for 45 straight years. Now, you can get special incentives when you build to order a new F-150. Inventory is arriving daily, so hurry in for best selection. Get to your local Ford store today.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
You know, with this crazy real estate market, a lot more people are doing renovations to their homes. They're trying to make them more livable. So let's say you've updated your kitchen, your bathroom, or more. But have you thought about upgrading your hot water? John Kincade telling you about my friends at Bradford White. What good's a new fancy shower or dishwasher if your hot water's spotty and unreliable? If you've got an old, finicky hot water heater, replace it now. Count on my friends from Bradford White. Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best. Top efficiency, years of reliable performance. We got a Bradford White doing the job for us. It delivers every day. So why don't you do the smart upgrade to get the hot water that you and your family deserve? Whether you're looking for high-efficiency gas, electric, tankless models, or more, visit BradfordWhite.com today. And you're going to learn more about their quality water heating products, and they will find you a plumbing professional near you so you get maximum performance in installation. Go to BradfordWhite.com because how you heat your hot water, it matters. So choose the best. Choose Bradford White.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Two things I like to do early in the morning, and that is, one is sit in a golf cart with Pat Egan. And the second is watch Pat Egan dance to the bump back.
Yeah, that picture's going to get some comments.
Yeah, it certainly will. So
a little Susie Colbert, Joe Namath vibes to it.
We're having some fun here at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament from Penn Golf Club here in beautiful Westchester. It's being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds today from the Brian Dawkins benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. Go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation to make your donations. Man, it couldn't be a nicer day to golf today.
Yeah, except we're not golfing, so that's a bummer. But it's all for a good cause because this was a very much sought-after golf tournament where people wanted to be a part of Brian Dawkins' awesome foundation. You know, he grew up in Jacksonville where I believe John Chaney and him were from the same town.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
I think so. So it's great what Brian Dawkins is doing, and it's an awesome day, an awesome event. Hopefully everybody can donate if you're able. But, you know, it's great to support a guy, you know, that we loved on the field for so many years and such a great cause here today. It's really, really an awesome thing.
It is, and as I told you guys yesterday, I was talking to Brian Westbrook for a little bit, and he was telling me how excited he was. He was driving down from Brooklyn.
How do you think
where
the West game is on the course?
It's funny. I didn't
I'm
ask
curious
him
because
that.
he's obviously a great athlete. That goes without saying.
People don't remember it. Brian Westbrook was a phenomenal high school basketball
Yeah, he
player.
played at Tamatha.
Yeah, and the first knee injury that he suffered. So Brian Westbrook was at Villanova and hurt his knee. I did a story for the Daily News at the time. Called Brian. We talked. I interviewed him on the phone or whatever. And it wasn't until years later he told me how he first injured the knee. He was in a dunk contest his junior or senior year in high school, and that's when he first tweaked his knee.
Wild.
Like Brian Westbrook, who's somewhere between my height and your height, Pat.
Yeah.
No bigger than that in a dunk contest.
I want to see him on the golf course.
He's a little bit bigger than me.
Yeah, I would love to see all the little bit.
Connor could tackle him.
Where is Connor?
Oh, you think we could maybe get that up going on one of the greens?
Connor don't want that.
Wait a second. So we're sitting here doing a show. We're working hard, Grussman. Grussman, our great engineer here. We're working hard. I'm looking for Connor and Coach for some, little help in the show here. Where are they? They're driving around in a golf cart. Oh, to take pictures. Oh,
to show off the beautiful Penn Oaks Golf Club.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. I see. I thought there'd be time to do that, when we're not doing a show, but whatever.
Bob.
It's okay.
Bob.
I'm not, what?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Said Bob.
I got nothing.
Oh, okay. Me neither.
Yeah, we got nothing here.
All right. So
we don't disagree with you. We got nothing.
We talked a little bit about this before. Jamie's, I would say, I don't know if he's your favorite reporter, Jamie, but I think he's top 3.
Windy.
With you. So, yeah, let us know a little bit more of what you think about what Brian Windhorst had to say earlier this week.
Yeah, so I think somebody mentioned it on the YouTube comments section yesterday, and it was one of those seeds that gets planted in your brain, and then you don't want to think about it, but you keep thinking about it. And I know this sounds like low-hanging fruit, hot take sports radio, but the Brian Windhorst comments we played yesterday, John, he gets hung up on certain words. And the words he was hung up on yesterday, and rightfully so, in the Windhorst piece, or a little nugget that he gave, was few years remaining on his contract, I believe. We'll listen to Windhorst here in a second. But a guy like Donovan Mitchell has 3 or 4 years left. I don't think that's necessarily who Windy was implying. Windy's been very tied into the Sixers situation.
He has.
Yeah, he's been dead on.
He's been dead on. He's been the best in this. Now, the Lakers are in a weird place.
No, they're in L.A.
No.
I mean, in a way.
Geographically, they're in a great place.
Yeah.
Except for the mudslides and,
forest fires.
Yeah, and all that. But the Lakers are in a weird place because they have less than any flexibility. They are a weird dynamic of all these. Like, if you had a 2006 All-Star team,
they'd be awesome.
They'd be incredible.
Yeah.
But they're overpaid, past their prime. I don't know what their options are. The possibility of LeBron James not ending his career there, I think, is very real. So let's listen to Wendy's comments, and I want to see Investigative Bob, NBA reporter, do you think he possibly could mean LeBron James in some sense of the word? Here's Brian Windhorst.
I promise you that Daryl Morey has big, giant plans to acquire another star. Whether he's going to execute it, I don't know. But part of getting that done is going to require Harden to take some sort of pay cut.
What are the names that we're going to be talking heavily about when we get to that time, Wendy?
Well, you're doing a very good job of asking me a question that is going to potentially create news if I give you an honest answer. So I'm going to stop just short of that. Philly has dreams and plans, as Daryl Morey does. And, a key factor here is that they have Tobias Harris, who would have value in in a possible trade, and they have Tyrese Maxey, who would have value in a possible trade. And you would need a player, potentially near the end of his contract, to come and say, I would like to go play in Philadelphia. Is that something that could happen? Maybe. We'll see. I know that Philly and Daryl are going to try to make it happen.
Now, it's a long shot. Don't get me wrong here. 95%. Do you think there's any part of it? Now, LeBron James has 1 year remaining, $44 million owed to him. Do you think there's any possibility at all that it's investigated? Not that it's real or likely or anything, that it's investigated on both the Lakers' end and potentially the Sixers' end.
Here's why I say no.
My gut says no. I'm just curious
Right,
because
sure.
you have a better read on this than most.
LeBron James is very much tied to and friends with Ben Simmons. For whatever the reason, I think we were in Vegas together. Were you in Vegas with me when LeBron came out to watch Ben Simmons play?
That's where we first met, Bob.
It is. That's right. It was a delightful evening. And remember LeBron came in.
Mack Center. I'll never forget it.
LeBron came in and sat right in front of us to watch, just to watch Ben Simmons play. Ben Simmons has done nothing since he's left. Obviously, he's really literally done nothing since he's left these 76ers, except troll the 76ers. I don't know what the ill feeling is with Ben Simmons toward the Sixers. What happened? There's some deep down something going on with him. I think that Ben Simmons feels that he was wronged by the Sixers. And because LeBron James is friends with him, no. I for all the other reasons that are probably even more sensible, I think that would be the deciding factor that he would never come here.
Let me shoot that down. LeBron James also loves Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they're all rep by Clutch. I know people.
But Tyrese is probably needed to get that deal done if it was a real possibility.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, the Lakers aren't doing a straight-up Toby LeBron swap. That's dumb.
Who says no?
That's dumb.
No, you're yeah.
Tyrese would be gone.
I still don't think Bob's argument there holds much water, just because LeBron James is the alpha. You know, he's the guy that basically will put Ben Simmons in his place. Ben Simmons looks up to LeBron, not the other way around. So while I understand they're close and they have that clutch relationship, I don't think it's going to matter.
All right, Bob. So here we go. NBA.
And I also don't think it happens.
I was just going to ask you. I'm going to give you 100% pie. The four names are LeBron James, Bradley Beal, who only has 1 year remaining. So that's most likely the name Windhorst is probably implying, because there's something we'll get into later that Simmons said.
Mitchell,
Dame Lillard, and Donovan Mitchell. Those are your four players.
Okay.
If you had to guess, what percentage of the pie is Daryl Morey most intrigued by?
All right, you want me to break it down, the pie then, the 100%? So I'll go, man, I'll go, I like pie.
I love pie.
What's
so
your
does
favorite
Connor
kind
Thomas.
of pie? Oh, he's not here. I wouldn't know. He's not here.
You could bang a pie.
Percentage, I'll go, geez, this is even high for me. I'll go 5% LeBron James. I'll go 15% Donovan Mitchell. I'll go 20% Dame Lillard, 60% Beal.
Okay. I would have gone 75% Beal.
Okay. And then just divided the other three.
Yeah,
however.
probably.
How about you, Pat?
I do think LeBron is like less than 2%.
Yeah, I was going to say
but
2%.
with an expiring contract and the Lakers kind of jammed up there, that's why it was 2%.
Pat, what do you got? He's going to go like 13%.
All right,
13.7%.
Stop. So
Zach LaVine. Patty's not even a name on the list.
So 3% LeBron James.
Okay.
77% Bradley Beal. 12% Donovan Mitchell.
And then there's 8% remaining, Pat.
8% Damian Lillard.
Very good.
Yeah, I do think that Bradley Beal is the most likely target.
Probably.
Yeah, he's the one that's been the most outspoken about kind of leaving.
But when you talk Schefter and you talk Windy and Woj and these guys, you got to read between the lines. And John's right in that comment about the contract thing was pretty telling to me.
Yeah, well, the Lillard thing, I know you especially want Lillard, James.
I tried to help you, Dame.
Yeah, but like he's been so steadfast in staying that you kind of got to throw that out. The Donovan Mitchell thing, he wants out of Utah, but he hasn't really made it known, which I find interesting.
Dame has 3 years remaining for the record.
Okay. LeBron has given no indication he wants out of L.A., and Jeannie Buss said the Lakers won't trade him. Now, with that said, I mean, of course she's not going to say the Lakers would trade him. it kills his value a little bit. But I don't see that happening. The most realistic option is Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that's hinted at leaving. And even he hasn't said, I want out. He's just said things cryptically like, well, I might be leaning that way. Or he just hasn't given a firm commitment to Washington.
And the connection with Drew Hanlon there, Joel Embiid shooting coach, is real. Bradley Beal put Drew Hanlon on the map. He's his high school buddy. His whole career is owed to Bradley Beal. So I think they've worked out together in the past. I know they've communicated in the past. So I think that's a real connection between Beal and Embiid.
Is there a better offense to go to if you're a shooting scorer than Philadelphia?
Not really.
I mean, Joel Embiid and
Golden
James
State,
Harden.
maybe.
And we can talk about James Harden. Yeah, he's losing the stat. I understand all that. He's still a premier point guard.
If he's
still going to get you the ball in open spots.
If he's your third option instead of Tobias Harris and the second option is a bigger star, that's a great situation.
Yeah.
I think it's a good situation if he's your number 2. If he's your number 3,
yeah.
I mean, wow. I to Pat's point earlier, I understand why Daryl Morey would be bloodthirsty then.
Yeah,
because if you're bumping Harden down to your third option and can just be a true point guard facilitator with Joel Embiid and somebody like Bradley Beal, I mean, hot damn.
All right,
that's on lobstertube.com right now.
You brought this up a couple times today. That is Daryl Morey a win-now guy. And Pat had a great point to back it up why he has to be. Is that the perfect GM to have here right now? Is that as opposed to somebody that's looking for the future?
My perfect GM, Bob, is over at Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville. They just run a tight ship over there. They're the area's leader for outdoor power equipment sales and service. For the highest quality products and service, plus dealer exclusives, check out lawn-golf.com. Lawn and Golf Supply Company, everything turf.
A little forced.
He better answer the question.
I'm going to answer the question. Give me a second. I
just gave you a whole minute.
I prefer my GMs over at Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville.
I didn't know they were in supply there. I'm sorry.
No, I think Daryl Morey is the perfect guy for this job because there's really nothing he's done, I think, that anyone disagrees with. I think he understands the landscape of Joel Embiid's career trajectory here.
What were you trying to say? It came out Goodyear.
Goodyear.
No,
I think he's the perfect guy. I think he understands value around the league. I think he understands star power and what's needed. And I think he understands trades and value. So there's not many guys I would choose ahead of him.
I'd rather have him right now than Hinkie, but then to be fair to Hinkie, we didn't get to see Hinkie with a winning roster to see what he would do with it. But Hinkie was so patient and constantly looking 10 years down the road that, yeah, I guess in a way you do need kind of that guy that's in the win now mode. I'm just worried about how much he's willing to give up to get it. But,
But if you get it, then nothing's too much. You know what I mean?
If you end up winning,
you can't project. But if you get it, then no price was too high.
It's a bad shot in a game that you go no, yes, when it gets made. I mean, it's if you fall short, then
you're
and that's. Unfortunately, it's where my mind usually skews as being a Philadelphia sports fan.
But, like, do you see Daryl taking another job after this? To me, and it's a complete guess, like, this is kind of his last hurrah.
Yeah, but he's the president of basketball operations, so there's only one place to go.
Yeah, it could be. How old is Daryl Morey? Maybe 50-ish?
He's got all the money in the world.
Yeah, he does have that.
Like, the goal is to, like, I don't see him bumping
kind
around.
Of all in, yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't see him bump into another franchise and trying again. Like, he's going to be all in with Embiid because prime Harden in Houston and now a prime Embiid in Philadelphia are his two best chances to ever get it done. I mean, you can't really find yourself in too many better situations than that. I mean, James Harden, when he was in Houston, was a face of the NBA. He should have been back-to-back MVPs. Joel Embiid, you can make the same case for. So unless another opportunity with a young MVP presented itself, I think Daryl Morey's done his career here.
Well, you know what we have to do, though? We have to get Pat's point of view on something different concerning James Harden.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hey, what's up, Pat?
It's me, Bryce. I know. Surprise, surprise.
It's Pat.
Yes, so a lot has been made about the fact that James Harden did not really play that well after the first couple games with the Sixers. You know, he comes on the scene hot, and he looked as advertised, and he kind of tailed off. And Jamie, you've been pointing to an injury, and I don't blame you for that because of the fact that he didn't make his debut for like 2 weeks because of the hamstring injury. So the whole question now is, well, how much money do you give them? And I don't think we've really talked about that too much on the John Kincade show, is whether or not you'd bring James Harden back on a max deal.
I think we mentioned.
I'm just joking. Yeah, we've mentioned
like
a little
once
bit.
or twice.
And
I get your jokes.
I've been torn a little bit going back and forth, and obviously he's going to come back. It doesn't matter what we think. Daryl Morey is locked with James Harden, but it's a matter of what James Harden are you getting. Well, Patrick Beverley, who's been making the rounds on ESPN, had a clip about James Harden that I found really interesting. And here's what Patrick Beverley had to say about James Harden's struggles this season with the Sixers.
James Harden, he should have received MVP maybe 3 times. Right? When I played with him, he was doing things I've never seen a basketball player ever do. Does he come up short in the playoffs? Yeah. But does he hold the weight of a team? Assists, points. There was a point where him and Russ were going tit-for-tat in his career for triple-double. The man has a bad series, and we just write him off like that so fast. But then when it comes to other people, we don't. I'm just trying to get the balance of consistency or the inconsistent consistency, because I don't understand it sometimes. And I played for Doc. As a point guard, it's extremely hard to play for Doc because he demands so much. He demands so much. As a great coach, you should. So it's an adjustment period. So coming here, halfway during the season, playing in Doc's system, you have to get used to it. It's not a system where you can just jump in and just run with it. JJ knows that. Yeah. And to also be put with a ball-dominant center, something he's never had in his career ever before. Of course that's going to take time. But now after half of a season, we're going to sit here and say, this man doesn't deserve the max. Like, come on, that's not fair.
That made me feel a lot better because it's something I hadn't thought of. And it does make sense of why he started off so James Harden-esque, because Doc probably at that point was like, dude, just go play ball. Yeah. We'll worry about my system later, go play ball. I hadn't even thought of Doc Rivers' system and getting used to it, and that's probably that's absolutely on me.
Oh, it's all on you.
The sports fan,
Well,
but
if you read Sixers Twitter, there is no system.
yeah, it's just, here you go, guys, go out and get it. Does that make you guys feel any better about James Harden's lack of production, I
It's
guess?
exactly what I thought. It really is. From a guy that played for him, 2 guys that played for him, being on set, agreeing that Doc Rivers' system is really hard for a point guard because that Doc's on him so much. Look, we talked about it earlier, and me talking to some people behind the scenes at the Sixers, and I said to you guys, and I asked Doc Rivers about it, he rides Tyrese Maxey an awful lot because he was his point guard at the beginning of the season. He was on him an awful lot. Tyrese Maxey isn't a point guard in this league, and he shouldn't be. I think he'll prosper as a 6th man under Doc Rivers if the Sixers get a starting lineup that's good enough to do that. I think it's really good news what he said, James, and I think it lends to believing that James Harden can really prosper here under Doc Rivers after an off season.
Yeah, I think he can too. The one thing I would disagree with Pat Beverley about is I'm not rushing to give him a max just because he's James Harden.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try and negotiate a fair deal. You don't want to be locked into nearly $61 million a season for James Harden.
That's the player code, though.
That's where
players always want other players to get money. They always want players to get money.
I can hear John now screaming, no, you're paying for the player that he was. I can hear him, and you know, and I agree with it. Like, in that sense, you are paying for the player that James Harden was in that sense, not the player that he is now.
I agree with that, but you're not blindly giving James Harden a max just for the sake of giving him a max because he should have been a 2-time MVP. You have to. I mean, my dream scenario would be that he just opts into his option and you get to evaluate him again and get a real gauge on where he's at. Because if you could get a 3-year, $90 million extension with him, I think that's an absolute no-brainer. If you start talking max, that's something you want to evaluate again to see if, these shortened off seasons really did affect him and if his health is where it should be.
I don't know why I feel this way, and it might be because the way Harden came in and said he was going to do it, but I really have a good feeling about that. I think he'll opt in, and I do think he'll come at a little bit of a distance.
So do I.
I agree with you.
But I think they're going to do it right away. I don't think they're going to wait out after the 1 year.
So you think, what, 3 or 4 year extension?
I think, yeah. And I think it'll be a number where we say, oh, my God, he's not worth $30 million. But then when you really look into it, you say, oh, that's not a big contract.
But here's the only thing that concerns me with that is James holds a $47.5 million option.
Yeah.
For 1 year. So whatever you're going to extend him with has to make that palatable to just pass. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like 3 for $90 probably doesn't get it done when he could do 1 year for half of that.
But this is where his relationship with Daryl Morey really comes up clutch, because his comments at the end of the season saying, I'm willing to do what it takes to make this team a winner,
I hope he means it.
Yeah,
'cause
that's not
awesome.
that's not lost on me. You know, it's he knows the financial situation and the lack of assets this team has. So I think his relationship with Daryl Morey and not having an agent too. Daryl Morey might be able to sit him down and try to go, look, man, like 3 for 90 is great. And in reality, he could get more.
Yeah, but James is going, yeah, but I can get 1 for 47.5.
Yeah, he could, but 3 for 90 is great.
But then he could probably get the 3 for 90 the following year.
90's more than 47.
It is.
It's just math.
I mean, I don't.
Do you know math?
For 3 years, 1 year 47.5.
But after the 3 years, you have 90.
90's bigger. Do you wait? 90's bigger than 47.
Confirmed.
See?
But if he opts in, he could still get the 3 for 90 and the 47. So you're an idiot. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I said that out. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I slipped.
And you knew we were coming up on a break. You knew I can't have a rebuttal.
No. We are at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament today. We are at the beautiful Penn Golf Club here in Westchester. The sun is shining. The greens are green. Are we going to get out and ride in the golf cart like Coach and Connor just did?
A little joyride.
We'll see what happens. But we're being presented today by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. If you want to make a donation, please go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. This is the John Kincade Show today. And when we get back, we'll get into a little bit more Eagles, because we do have Brian Dawkins and a lot of his former teammates going to be coming in very shortly. So we're going to talk about the Eagles. But right now, I want to tell you, I love betting new player props or game props. And with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge, I combine prop bets from multiple games and now even multiple sports. They're called Same Game Parlay Plus, and you can only find them on FanDuel. Here's what you do. You combine NBA player props you love with your favorite baseball home run hitters for an even bigger payout. Now, the Phillies didn't look all that great at the plate last night. Just 5 hits, didn't score a run. You know what that means? That means they're going to break out tonight. Lots of home runs for the Phillies tonight. Take a look at some of your favorite players doing that, and then double it up with an NBA game. It's so much fun. Check out their popular same-game parlay section, where you can join the bets other users are jumping on. Are you new to FanDuel? Well, then use promo code Bob to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Make every moment more, and download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use promo code Bob so they know I sent you. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Oaks Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Rob Jenners, and I am a graduate of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, which is now the CSB Media Arts Center. I've been living my dream doing sports radio for about 20 years now, and CSB trains you in all levels of media: broadcast, digital, TV, radio, podcasting, and even includes job placement assistance. Learn from expert instructors like me in just about 8 to 16 weeks. We're not talking about months or years, and it's all VA approved. Find a campus near you. Visit GoCSB.com.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting is now the CSB Media Arts Center. I'm Taylor Morgan, a proud CSB grad. The instruction from true media pros and the connections that I made spawned a career that's lasted more than 30 years. What you can learn in just 2 to 4 months at CSB Media Arts Center can set you on a whole new path. Train on site or online with classes in radio, TV, podcasting, video, all that is media. There's a campus in nearby Cherry Hill. Get your start. Visit GoCSB.com.
The Ukraine invasion has still been making an impact on the esports space, as Team Spirit has announced their departure from Russia. The organization has teams made up of both Russian and Ukrainian players in their DOTA and CSGO teams, and Team Spirit claimed that it was the practical and ethical choice to relocate from Moscow to Belgrade, Serbia. This is the first Russian team to make this move, and it'll be curious to see if any other teams make a similar choice.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-791-1313.
That's 800-791-1313.
Jose, how much longer till this dough's ready?
No one can bake gluten-free vegan goodies better than Surrey.
Wait, both Jim and Marion's last days are the same day?
But he needs to whip up a new shift lead without interviews burning his time.
Gotta get interviewing before my calendar is cooked. Oh, can you stop?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you have a small business, let Staples be your shipping partner.
I'm generating orders 24/7. I don't have time to ship them too.
Staples has it covered.
A one-stop shipping solution for a business that works non-stop. Padded mailers in every size and color?
Staples has your shipping covered with packing and shipping supplies and services. Now get 15% off UPS Ground and 20% off UPS Express shipping services. If you need to ship, ship at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 5/28. Visit staplesconnect.com/services/shipping for details.
Hey, honey.
Hey, Mom. How did Jordan's interview go?
I'm not sure. Your brother isn't home yet. Oh, one sec. Someone's at the door.
Are you Mrs. Lewis?
Yes?
Mrs. Lewis, I'm Officer Taylor. Your son was in a crash and has died.
What?
He wasn't wearing his seatbelt and was ejected from the vehicle.
No. No.
Mom, is everything okay? Mom, answer.
Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Hey there, casino fans. I'm here to let you know that the new BetRivers.com casino app is here. It's got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play, fast payouts, and a rewards program you'll love. Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. So get ready, casino lovers, to experience the BetRivers.com difference you can trust. It's a whole new game. Download it today.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Philadelphia. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1. Get your free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
Get ready for more Philly with the new tomato pesto grilled cheese sandwich from Dunkin'. Oven roasted tomatoes and delicious pesto spread with white cheddar cheese on sourdough bread. More of the ingredients you love so you can get more out of every day. America runs on Dunkin'. Limited time offer. Additional charges may apply.
My wife and I moved into our new house about 18 months ago, and we did the walkthrough with the home inspector. He said, dude, I can't believe this HVAC system's even working. It's like 30 years old. You better start planning for your next move. And I did. I started asking around. And we've heard John Kincade talk about our guys at H&H Heating and Air Conditioning. And I just knew it was going to be a natural fit. Look, the summer is approaching. I have 2 little girls at home. And I'm not going to take a gamble when it comes to my family's comfort. We've all heard John rave about H&H Heating and Air Conditioning. So giving them a call was the biggest no-brainer I've had in a long time. We scheduled an estimate so H&H can determine the best system for our home and for our budget. Having options is important to us, so dealing with the reputable, honest, and trustworthy company of H&H Heating and Air Conditioning was an absolute no-brainer. So if you're worried about your AC, that it won't last the summer, schedule an estimate with H&H Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit DelcoHVAC.com. That's DelcoHVAC.com. And tell them Jamie Lynch says hello.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. Home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. This is 97.5 The Fanatic. Broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Grow up, Connor.
Seriously.
Throwing paper balls at us. What?
This isn't the This isn't the munis that you usually play, Connor.
Yeah, this is a real golf course, Connor. There's supposed to be some kind of
yeah, you're not teeing off on green cement.
Decorum. I couldn't think of the word.
There you go, Bob. I got you.
You finished my sentence. You complete me, Jamie. You complete me.
Your behavior's a little uncouth.
Yeah, I apologize to Penn Oaks Golf Club for Connor's actions today.
We won't be invited back.
But, yeah, I know we won't be invited back. Thank you, Connor. There's still 2 more shows that have to go on here at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. So, Connor, don't ruin things for Anthony and for Mike coming up, please.
Yeah, whole station's here today.
Yeah, this is
cool.
All right, so here's some names on the celebrity auction list. I just took this off the bar. And to remind you, this is the John Kincade Show.
This is cool the way they're doing it.
Yeah, it really is. So I guess what you do is you at this outing, what they did was they put in a foursome, and then you could make a celebrity auction.
Yes.
To have in your foursome,
Which is really cool because there's some heavy hitters on this list.
So listen to some of the names on here. And you don't have to say yes or no or that you would bid on the guys, but let me know who you might want. You got Barrett Brooks.
Love Barrett. Barrett's a good time.
Barrett,
so do I. Timmy Brown, former...
he's a Hall of Famer. He's good at the football.
He is. Harold Carmichael, another Hall of Famer.
He's
also
a
wide
large
receiver.
man.
Brent Selleck.
6'7"?
Harold, yeah, 6'7". Yeah, when I was a kid, it was unheard of that a guy was that big.
Guard him?
And he was an unbelievable athlete. Like, he had speed. He could move.
How did he last to the 7th round is the real question.
Yeah, how did he finish his career with the Dallas Cowboys is just gross.
Didn't he say, like, looking
He did. He said he looked at himself one time. He said, that's it. I'm calling it a career. And he actually did that. Anyway, Brent Selleck, Trent Cole, Hugh Douglas, Eddie George, Brandon Graham. These are just a few of the names that are here
Trent Cole,
today.
I have a little subject here. Is he the most underrated Eagle ever?
I'm biased because he's in my top 3 Eagles of all time. So I'm very biased, but yeah, he's number 2 on the sacks behind Reggie White, and he doesn't get talked about.
Right? Like, he is underrated when you talk about Eagles.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
the fact that he played defensive end and linebacker.
He was a hybrid before its time a little.
Yeah, I mean, 5th round pick out of Cincy. I remember when he was one of the top 100 players in the NFL, and they do that special.
Yeah.
Andy Reid said when he interviewed him at the Combine, he said, I have 35 moves. And Andy's like, oh, okay, great. He's like, and he showed him all of them. 35 moves for a defensive end. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
He was special,
That's a great story. I never heard that before.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He was a special player that we do. Jamie, you are 100% right. But he was overshadowed by guys like Dawkins. You know?
Yeah, but I think one of the most underrated Eagles ever.
Yeah, he was a quiet, he just chip in a quiet 9 sacks every year.
Did you see him at the Sixers game in the playoffs? They were showing some guy in the stands, and I don't think they realized it was Trent Cole.
Oh, you're kidding me.
He was just standing there, and I was like, it was the ESPN broadcast, and I was like, wait, that's Trent Cole. And it was just like him, like on his phone, just like watching the game, and I was like, they didn't know that was Trent Cole.
See how underrated he is? They didn't even know they had him on their TV screen.
They should have rang the bell.
Donovan McNabb's also going to be here. We got John Runyon, Corey Simon, Willie Thomas, our great friend Trey Thomas. Can't wait to see him later.
Willie T was one of my favorites growing up. I thought
I'll tell you what, you could go underrated with Willie T.
I was just going to say, you talk underrated birds, Willie T's up there.
And Brian Westbrook, among others, are going to be here today. So great job by Brian Dawkins. He was nice enough to come on with us last week and tell us all about his Driving Impact golf tournament that he's having here today at Penn Oaks Golf Club. And, man, it couldn't be a nicer day for golf.
Gorgeous.
It couldn't be a nicer day for anything, Pat. I think it's a great day for you to get a wing at the local P.J. Wellahan.
I can't wait to get one. It did so nice, I might even get 2.
2?
I might be a wild man.
Did you have ice cream last night?
I did. I polished off 1 pint, and I went in for another.
Of the same kind or a different kind?
Yeah, same kind.
So my wife expects a pint of ice cream to last like 3 weeks.
Get the bleep out of here.
I'm going to have her call you, Pat.
A pint might last 4 days in my house, maybe 3 or 4.
Between you and Jack, or among your whole family, or is that just you?
No, between me. My whole family. My whole family has money. They can buy their own pints.
You eat a pint of ice cream every 3 days?
Like 3 or 4. I mean, weekends are a little. We get after it. I mean, it also depends on
How much ice cream do you have?
It also depends on if I'm going to the Scoop Shop in Ardmore. If I'm going there, I'm not dipping.
You're dropping dimes.
I'm not dipping into my pints at home if I'm going to the Scoop Shop.
You're approaching at least 3 pints a week.
Not 3, probably 2.5. Yeah, I mean, I get 2 scoops. I'm known as Patty 2 scoops.
So you're between 2.5 and 3.
I mean, look, man, they had.
I'm known as.
Let me tell you, they had this ice cream at the scoop shop that was like, it was blueberry Federal Donuts with a vanilla base. It was delectable. It was so good.
Now, if we had a contest to build the best ice cream, not the wing that I did and won handily. If we
just let me know when I can get the wing of the month.
If we were building ice cream, I would say you are by far going to win that.
Yeah, the one that I dipped into yesterday was the root beer with chocolate covered pretzels.
Yes, we saw you sent us a picture of that, and we talked about it on air.
It's called Vibe Rider. I don't think you can get it anymore.
No?
I think they're sold out. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they basically make a flavor and then they're sold out of it. And then when it's sold out, you're not getting it again.
So I had something for the first time last night. I had Swedish fish
water ice.
Water ice. Yeah. Never had it before.
Yeah, been there, done that.
I had a spoonful. That was it. And I said, wow, that's delightful.
Get it in a misto, you coward.
It's really good.
What?
Get it in a misto.
What?
Be about it.
Why?
The misto's the superior way of getting Aritas.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, you disagree?
Yeah, because I don't like custard.
Jeez.
I think custard is Bobo ice cream. I think gelato is Bobo ice cream. I think you're trying to be something you're not.
Well, that's what I got. I got the Swedish.
You're talking about it. You're not being about it. If you want ice cream, go get ice cream. Be a man. Get ice cream. Don't get gelato. Don't get custard. Custard's stupid. It's dumb.
Swedish, and then there was vanilla custard, and then more Swedish underneath.
Yeah, that's why you just get it blended up into a misto.
No.
Oh, misto. I don't get ice cream all that often, James.
That's more water ice than ice cream.
I would say I do not eat a pint of ice cream a year.
So the Philly.
What? I swear to God, I don't. I told you guys before, I am not very disciplined. One thing I am disciplined on is I don't eat sweets and ice cream and stuff like that.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It is stupid. I'll give you that. That's not the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
1 pint a year?
I would say I probably don't even eat a pint a year. No chance. No chance. I know, it's stupid.
So the Eagles.
But maybe you should try it.
Who do you have the Eagles?
That's just flat out stupid.
What's that?
Who do you have them beating week 4 and 5? Where we left off after the first 3 games.
Yeah.
Let's
He's
go.
so quick to grab the schedule.
I'm going win.
Win, okay.
Win.
What about week 5?
Win. I have the Eagles starting at 4-0.
I got them 15-2.
And then, 1 second, please. And then week 5, they're at Arizona. I have that as the first
No DeAndre
loss.
Hopkins.
I have that as the first loss of the season.
Okay.
Then I have them winning the Dallas Cowboys. So going into the bye, I have the Eagles at 5-1.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to the rest of the schedule later on. We have all week because John's not here. We can do wins and losses. Who's your Mount Rushmore of wins and losses?
I've heard some 12-win chatter from people.
I saw it on the YouTube chat. A couple people said 12 wins.
You know how, like, when this time
I love
of year,
Eagles fans.
Yeah.
This time of year comes around, people jump on, like, the popular thing. Oh, they're going to win 4 games. That was last
13-4.
4 and 5, or 4 or 5 games. You know, that's what's going to happen. Now this year, it seems that the big thing is that they're going to win a lot of games. But you know who can fill us in on what might happen even better is our very own Adam Schefter. Shefty, what's going on, buddy? How are you today?
Good morning, Bob, Jamie, and Pat. How are we doing today from Penn Oaks Golf Club? That's big time, huh?
Oh, it is big time, Shefty. And we have 2 fun questions for you right off the bat. What's the best celebrity golf tournament you've ever played in?
Well, you know, I remember calling you guys on a Wednesday morning. I was playing in a Pro-Am at the golf course that they played at a couple of weeks ago in Bethesda, Maryland.
Yeah.
And I was playing in a foursome. It was the head of Quicken Loans. It was J.R. Smith. It was Ricky Fowler. And it was me. And they had, it was pre-COVID, a couple of hundred fans lining the gallery on each side. It was probably, 8:30 in the morning, shortly after I got done with you guys. And they called up the guy from Quicken Loans, and they introduced him, and he hit the ball 250 yards right into the fairway, and they called J.R. Smith, and holy cow, that guy goes 300 yards over right into the fairway. He can really play golf.
He's a college golfer.
And then they call it me, and I hit a 3-foot dribbler off my left ankle in front of the audience in one of the most embarrassing professional moments of my entire life.
That's a pressure cooker situation there, Shefty.
It was bad. And you know what? It was a new set of clubs that I had never used.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Different club. I had never swung them. they're in my hands. I'm looking at the fans. I'm like, I may take out one of these fans. And that's what happened. I almost took out my ankle instead.
You understood the main rule of golf, which is when all fails, just blame the equipment.
Well, look, I deserve the blame, okay? I was the moron that had the club shipped to the club and did not use them before. But it was an awful swing. It was an embarrassing moment. And when you say about playing in a charity golf tour, that's the one I think of right away right there. That pro-am was for charity, and it was awful.
So, Shefty, I want you to put on your Eagles thinking cap here because I have another fun question for you, something that we've thrown around here this morning before you came on as we're here at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament from Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester. Shefty, if you were building a football team with current or former Eagles players, who would be your number one pick to build around for a football team of a former or present Eagles football player?
Former or current Eagle? I might take Fletcher Cox in his prime. I might take Jason Peters in his prime. You may laugh when I say this, but I think Devontae Smith would be in the conversation. How about that?
Okay. None of us had any of those guys, yeah. So we were starting a team.
And B-Dog absolutely would be in that conversation.
Yes, B-Dog was on two of us had B-Dog as our number one pick to build the foundation around.
Who are the obvious choices?
Reggie White was one. Now, we just kept it during our lifetime here. Like, we didn't go way, way back. So Reggie White was one. The funny thing is, you mentioned the guys you mentioned. We had Reggie White, Brian Dawkins. The most important position in all of sports, and none of us named the quarterback.
Well, well, by the way, how about Jerome Brown?
Jerome Brown could be another one, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of them. Trey Thomas, we mentioned, if you want to solidify an offensive line.
But
Peters
up
is
the
great.
Trey, Bob.
Well, he's going to be here. I mean,
you're doing a greatest all-time Eagles team, which I was not prepared to answer. I would like to actually think about something like that.
Sure. I gave you 10 seconds, Shefty. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Chuck Bednarik or Bill Bergey.
Yeah, these guys didn't see – I didn't see Bednarik. These guys didn't see Bergey. I saw Bergey. But, yeah, we were trying to keep it more recent than that, like
How about Wilbur Montgomery?
My favorite Eagle of all time. No kidding, Shefty, number 31.
How about Wilbur? And we can't forget Jaws. I got to put Jaws in there just because I love Jaws.
Sure, Donovan, Jaws. You got to get a quarterback in there, you would think. So,
Adam, earlier today we were talking about Nick Sirianni and kind of over-exceeding year one. When you talk about in general an NFL coach, is year two the most important year for them? Their system's been implemented. People know what to expect. You address some of the players kind of that you want to fit your system. Is year two the most important year for an NFL head coach?
Well, I don't know that it's most important. I think they're all important, especially in this day and age where there's less leniency with coaches than ever before. I go back to when I worked in Denver and covered that team for 16 years. And in 1995, the Broncos hired Mike Shanahan. And they came around and turned around a team that was just in the dumps. And that first year, I think they were if my memory serves me correctly, 9-7 or whatever it was. And then the next year made one of those 14-2 jumps. But you could just feel the first year, the culture changing. And I think it was critical the first year to come in and start implementing the new way of thinking, which he did, which Nick Sirianni did. And then you'd like to think that in the second year, as your program takes hold, as the talent you want continues to arrive, that the program grows, the team flourishes, the record improves, all those things happen. Yeah, I mean, the second year is very important. But I think the first year is also important because you're coming in and trying to build something from the ground up.
Shefty, there's still a giant hole for the Eagles in the secondary with James Bradbury out there. What's the latest with him?
Again, I said last week I would always expect the Eagles to be checking in on all these things, and I would think that would be the case on James Bradbury. I would think that they would be monitoring that situation. I would think that they would be checking in on that situation. I would think that in the end, somehow, some way, that they would be involved in that situation. Now, I don't know what he's going to do, and obviously I don't think he was thrilled with the timing of when he was released. I think he would have preferred to be released earlier in the offseason when there were more teams that needed defensive backs and more money available. But I would think at some point here, the Eagles if they haven't already, would be making calls on him.
Shefty, we haven't talked to you since the schedule was released, and your answer could be as simple as no, but was there anything that stuck out to you nationally with the Eagles, whatever it may be, as far as the scheduling went? Any I don't know, just anything that might have stuck out to you?
Well, there are a few things. First of all, I liked the Week 1 matchups where the league essentially put that opening game the way it did Thursday night. Buffalo, Rams, great matchup. I mean, I just think that's how you want to start the season. I think that first Monday night game, Russell Wilson at Seattle, is going to be a tremendous game. And I looked, and a guy that I used to work with in Denver by the name of Bill Spiros put together a list of how far certain teams are going to be traveling this year and how many time zones they're going to be in and all those things like that. It was just very interesting to me. The Seattle Seahawks this year will travel across 34 time zones to play and will fly 29,446 miles, whereas the Pittsburgh Steelers will fly a legal of 6,442 miles and not leave the Eastern time zone all season long. And so there are certain teams that are going to be traveling an awful lot, like the Seahawks, 34 time zones. The Broncos are playing 32 time zones. The Saints and Chargers are in 30 time zones. The Philadelphia Eagles will travel only 13,940 miles across 10 time zones this year. So they have a relatively friendly travel schedule. In fact, there's only 8 teams in the league that will travel fewer miles this year than the Eagles. And the 10 time zones are very low.
Not too bad. Eagles are in a good position. That's amazing what Seattle has to go through this year. That's absolutely crazy. Well, Shefty, we really appreciate you coming on with us. I hope you can get out and improve those 3-yard dribblers that you have become famous for in your golf game.
Well, Bob, it wasn't 3 yards. It was 3 feet.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Shefty, have a great rest of the day, and thanks so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week.
Guys, have a great week. We'll talk next Wednesday.
All right, buddy. Be good. I got to tell you right now, PhillySportsTrips.com. Join the Fanatic and the John Kincade Show to cheer on the Birds. That's right. Reserve your spot now with a small deposit at PhillySportsTrips.com. Philly Sports Trips, travel with the pros. That's interesting. I know every NFL team does send that out as soon as their schedule comes out, how many miles they'll be traveling. 26,000 miles for Seattle, and Pittsburgh's only going 6 and not covering any other time zones?
Seattle's kind of screwed. Who's their closest team? L.A., which is still what?
San Fran?
San
Fran.
Yeah. What's that, maybe a 2-hour flight, an hour and a half?
Yeah, maybe one of those.
I mean, but that's their closest game. Like, when you think about the Eagles, Baltimore, 2 New York teams, D.C., they have a lot of bus and train trips.
Yeah, it's all bus trips.
But Seattle you're screwed out there.
Yeah, and I
your
think
road schedule is going to suck every year.
I might be wrong, but I think Seattle put out a video about the schedule release where they trolled their players, and they gave them a fake schedule that was a killer lineup. And to actually hear Shefty say, no, that's kind of accurate. Now, it wasn't as bad as Seattle made it out to be to their players, but it also is one of the worst in the NFL. I mean, that's got to be rough. I wonder how much that plays too into free agency.
Yeah,
and especially I mean, luckily they still have Russell Westbrook or Russell Wilson. Oh wait, they don't have.
No, wait, you think it does?
They don't have either.
Do you think the travel stuff?
I mean, if the money's better, I don't think.
If the money's the same, is my point.
Yeah,
like, if the money is the same, I do wonder. If,
like they draft well. What mega big free agent have they gotten?
Jadeveon Clowney. If you want to call him a mega, well, he really wasn't. Yeah,
he was
really
a name.
He was a name.
He's a solid player with a name.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they haven't really.
They draft well. The Bobby Wagners, the Richard Shermans, the Tyler Lockett's, the Russell Wilsons. Like their main guys are drafted players.
Yeah, you're right.
DK.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. One thing we were gonna talk about earlier that I wasn't gonna ask Adam about, but his tweet actually inspired the topic. He put out a tweet the other day all excited about flex scheduling. Now, I understand why he did that, because it's promoting the league and it's promoting the television coverage, and ESPN probably has one of these games. And the new news was that Monday Night Football can be flex scheduled now. So I understood. So I wasn't going to ask him because I know what
Sure,
his answer is. Ultimately, he's appeasing his bosses and his network. The flex scheduling getting praised as like a great thing just isn't true. Like, nobody cares. I think more people's travel plans and weekly plans get screwed up by it more so than it is a benefit for the league. Like, if you're playing...
Yeah, good point, because we just talked about PhillySportsTricks.com.
Yeah, what if Arizona all of a sudden became a Monday night game? And we had...
Very good point,
we
James.
had planned
and more people are doing it. You're right.
Yeah, and our off-season plans were moved, based around the Arizona game. And it gets moved to Monday night. All of a sudden, you're going, I can't really swing that trip anymore because that's another PTO day.
Yeah.
It's another travel day. Like, the flex scheduling, I hate seeing it promoted as, like, a great thing. It's a great thing for the TV networks and the viewer on the couch.
Sure.
But the people actually going to the games, the paying customer, is getting screwed more often than not.
It's a great point. And Jamie's getting screwed point is brought to you by TeethKeepers.com. Dental and vision plans for everyone, starting at under $8 a month at TeethKeepers.com. Go to TeethKeepers.com and enroll today. This is the John Kincade Show. We are broadcasting from the beautiful Penn Oaks Golf Club here in Westchester for the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament today. Hopefully some players will start dribbling in soon. Even though they're football players, they can dribble in, right, team?
Yeah, I got that. That was a dribble reference.
Yeah, this is the John Kincade Show. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more about your Philadelphia 76ers and maybe that superstar that you want and may be able to have. Time to Fanatic 822.
Are you having trouble finding the right new car these days? A lot of people are. Well, don't overlook a certified pre-owned Mazda model from my friends up at North Penn Mazda. You've heard me talk about my terrific experiences at the North Penn family of dealerships. It was great. Their customers are fully supported when they invest in a certified pre-owned Mazda. They have benefits including a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. So buy that certified pre-owned Mazda with confidence. From my friends at North Penn Mazda, check out all the vehicles they've got to offer at northpennmazda.com. And right now, North Penn is offering top dollar for your trade-in. So buy certified pre-owned with confidence and peace of mind. It's just minutes from the Turnpike on Route 309 in Colmar, right past the Montgomeryville Mall. North Penn Mazda is the right experience and the right choice for your next new or certified pre-owned Mazda. Check out all they have to offer at northpennmazda.com.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Oaks Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hi, I'm Patrick Fingles, owner of New Look Home Design. Let's be honest, getting a new roof is not easy. You got to call contractors and hope they call you back. You got to get 3 estimates, then you got to figure out how you're going to pay for it. Well, at New Look, it's different. Schedule a same-day, on-site, or virtual estimate. All estimates come with a free 3D rendering of your roof, so you know exactly what it's going to look like, and we give you line-by-line pricing, so you know exactly what you're going to pay for. Plus, it's a great time to save. Most contractors will let you pay half up front for the roof and the other half later. At New Look, we let you pay half later and the other half never. Through May, only pay for half your roofing materials and pay the other half later with interest-free financing. Call 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. NewLookHomeDesign.com. It's the easy way to roof.
Coming in at 5'3", it's #1 mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom! Shakalaka! That's why they call her the Master of Moolah, the Sultan of Savings, the Queen of Cash. And now, also with Xfinity Internet, you can get unlimited data, Wi-Fi equipment, and a free Flex 4K streaming box included with a 2-year rate guarantee and no term contract. All for just $30 per month when you add an Xfinity mobile plan at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Performance Pro Internet, 300 megabits per second customers only. only. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
At Progressive, you can get 24/7 protection, even if you break the space-time continuum.
We did it. We time traveled to yesterday.
Wait, Progressive covers us 24/7, but we just created an 8-day week, and it's 24/7 coverage, not 24/8. We gotta go back.
Are you joking right now?
Shh, I'm calling them. Hi, I have a question about time travel.
Progressive offers more than a great price when you bundle home and auto. We offer round-the-clock protection, which literally means anytime. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge.
But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99.
You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
If you manage a facility with a pool and your swimming pool's pumps aren't ready for the summer season, the only thing you'll be swimming in are complaints. Pool pumps need to be inspected and serviced prior to opening to keep the water clean, safe, and circulating. Trust Pump Man Philly to inspect, troubleshoot, repair, rebuild, and maintain your building's pool pumps and other water and wastewater pump systems. Call Pump Man Philly at 833-559-PUMP or visit pumpmanphilly.com. Pump Man Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow.
It's a fact. Only 0.0001% of people will ever step up to the plate as a pro baseball player. For the rest of us, there's BetRivers.com Sportsbook app. Featuring same-game parlays, you can combine the excitement of different bets all from the same game. Totals? Bet 'em. Spreads? Bet 'em. Player props? It's a home run. Download the BetRivers.com Sportsbook app today. It's a whole new game.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At 7-Eleven, 6 days of coffee equals a 7th cup free when you scan the 7-Eleven app. Drink coffee twice a day, that's 2 free a week. Math tastes good. 7-Eleven, you brew you. Terms and conditions apply. See 7-Eleven.com for more details.
Fidelity Investments is hiring Series 7 professionals near you. Trade up to a company with the growth opportunities and innovative technology you'd expect from a large financial firm. See you in 2 weeks. Visit branches.fidelitycareers.com. Fidelity Investments is an equal opportunity employer.
The Union, well, they're continuing on their torrid pace after a fantastic 2021 season and playoff run in which the league's protocols kind of screwed them. The Philadelphia Union, well, they're out for vengeance this year, and they're currently in a 3-way tie in points for the top spot in the Eastern Conference. Get down to a Union game. I can tell you it's a tremendous experience. My daughter brings it up all the time. She wants to go back down to Subaru Park. They had fireworks, people. She had a blast. The crowd is electric. The fans bring the action and excitement the entire game long. Just follow along with those Sons of Ben down in the river end, and you'll know how to cheer just like them. Philadelphia is a 5-for-5 city, and head coach Jim Curtin is Philadelphia through and through. Tonight, they're facing Inter Miami at 7:30 p.m. at Subaru Park. Get your tickets today or any day at PhiladelphiaUnion.com.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Get it, Pat. Mike, you got this, right? Now, he is amazing. 8 o'clock hour. It's brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. I can't get enough of you dancing. Like, I know that sounds a little bit weird, but it brings joy to me to watch you have joy dancing.
I went to a wedding on Saturday, and the groom came up to me and was like, when are you gonna tear it up?
Yeah, they were waiting.
I said, dude, I can't just force it. I gotta get the right song.
It's
got to come naturally, right?
Do you have a thing out there? Are you the
2
tie on the
songs.
forehead guy?
No, I'm not that
Take
guy.
Your shirt off guy.
I rolled my cuffs up. That's
Jacket
that's
off,
about it.
cuffs up. Or are you
No, jacket off. Yeah, jacket off, cuffs up.
I have a wedding this Friday. And
a little bit.
You know what? Let me just say this. I'm not that guy.
You're not the dancing guy?
Not at all.
I
go out for shout. I'll go out for a slow dance with my wife, and that's about it.
I can't force it, but it doesn't take too long for a song.
My wife.
For a song to get the hips swinging.
Yeah, because they can't stop. It's like
every wedding needs a pat.
Your mind has to catch up to your hips sometimes. I've seen it. Like your body will go and you'll look down and you'll be like, oh wow, I'm dancing.
Yeah.
And then like it's a talent that you really have.
How many songs are we talking before you're on that dance floor?
Oh, well, the DJ killed it, yeah. Shout out to Dave and Amy who got married, but the DJ was incredible. And he was segueing from, like, Kesha to NSYNC, and then he segued from NSYNC to Britney Spears and then to the Backstreet Boys, and I was just, look out. And the one problem I had was I really thought we were going to get Back That Ass Up. And that's the song that
Juvenile's big at the wedding.
That's the song that people have gotten pregnant from my hips at weddings from that song.
Just watching.
And I never got it, but that's okay. That's okay.
So I think it's safe to say that most women are better dancers than guys. Like if you go to a wedding, the women out there.
Yeah.
Your wife, do you own the dancing between the two of? She's
Horrible.
a horrible dancer.
Horrible. Yeah.
So when you get up, does she ever let you just go out by yourself, or do you get up and go out by yourself?
She'll be out there, but she moves away.
Are you a grab an aunt and grandma guy and bust a move?
I'll make out with an aunt all day.
Yeah.
I'll hook up with your grandma. No problem. No problem.
I can see the attention going towards you on a dance floor. Like, wow, look at this guy, and people wanting to be. So then does your wife kind of just fade into the background? Or does she say, is she more of the, well, wait, he's with me?
Are you like Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers?
Which one are you, Pat?
A little too good out there on the dance floor? You're making all the men nervous?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story off air that happened that I can't tell on air. But, one of our friends was filming me at the wedding, dancing, and I did not know. And I told this girl, like, there's a thing called consent. And she said, not for Snapchat. And I said, well, touche on that. So I'll try to get the video. I'll text her and try to get the video of it. But I was... I
have video of you on my phone dancing.
Yeah, well, if you come out to, a Philly Sports Trips event that we might be at, you might get that too.
I may have more than one video on my phone of you dancing.
I
have you chair dancing in front of a dessert.
Oh, yeah, that was so good.
And where were we? Vegas?
Burns. We were at Tampa.
In Tampa,
at
that's
Burns,
right, yeah.
Nothing gets me more excited than a whole floor dedicated to dessert.
Yeah, I wish I could tap you in Friday at the wedding and just be like, he's my honorary dance avatar.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Are you good? Do you dance, Bob?
I dance, but I don't think I'm good at it. Like, I could probably hold my own, and I can just see my wife.
I never know what to do with
now.
my hands.
Poor Connor thought he was good until
That's
he ran
why you
into me.
you need a partner.
Yeah,
I know,
but
then
on them.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I could see that. Although Connor was just doing something across the floor, so I think he thinks he can dance.
That's what I mean.
Because Connor thinks he can do everything.
Yeah, Connor thought he could dance, and then he ran into me at Vegas.
And he also thinks he can tackle Brian Westbrook.
Connor, when it comes to dancing, he effed around and he found out. Real quick.
Yeah, he went against the big boy, and he lost. Properly put back in his...
He lost so badly in that. He thought, because originally the dance-off was me and Chevy.
Yeah. Chevy held his own.
Chevy was like, all right, like, I know I'm going to lose this. That's fine. I'm just going to here to have fun. Connor thought, I'm going to save this because I'm Connor Thomas. I can tackle and I can teach him. Yeah, he lost.
If I had odds on you smacking Connor around in Vegas, Pat, I would have probably held on to that ticket and not sold it on Prop Swap, because that's where you find the best odds and turn the hardwood into hard cash. Pick your favorite teams now. Sell your bets whenever you want. I wouldn't have sold you, Pat. That's all from your phone. PropSwap.com and download the free app.
Your phone's a radio, too. Did you know that?
Download the free app.
Yes.
It's free. It doesn't cost anything to download.
All right, Jamie, we got some we don't reference this guy a whole lot.
For good reason.
Yeah, but he did say something over the past couple of days that you wanted to talk about.
I did.
It's Bill Simmons, dude.
All right, that's what I thought.
Oh my God. What are we doing here?
I was actually on the right page. I thought I wasn't on the right page.
Right church, wrong pew.
Yeah,
Our perfect show just ended.
We did have a good show.
No,
You were all right.
ruined. I thought that's where you were going. I was just trying to double check. You didn't need to expose me to all the people that can't see.
No, Chuck just showed up. He canceled the show. He canceled it. We're going into syndication.
Yeah, so back in March, Bill Simmons was on the Zach Lowe podcast. And, there's not many guys that are more tied in than Zach Lowe around the league. But Bill Simmons said something interesting, basically in that Joel Embiid settled for James Harden. He really had his heart set on Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal has to basically ask out of there or it's just not going to happen. It wasn't a doable thing. But, as Bill Simmons said, I've heard from pretty good intel throughout this whole thing. This is what I was hearing in the moment. Embiid really wanted Bradley Beal and was pushing really hard for it and talking to him all of the time. And he was pushing. And part of the reason that trade stuff took so long was because the Sixers side that wanted Harden. Obviously, Daryl Morey, because Harden is his guy. But Embiid really wanted Beal because he felt like he was a better fit and was pushing, but then Beal gets hurt. And then Embiid is still pushing. No, Beal, still working on him. And then Beal is like, I'm out, and he gets surgery, and that's how we ended up with the Harden situation. I buy what Bill Simmons is hearing.
I do too.
Yeah, I hate to hear it.
But it also, I think earlier when we did like the pie chart of who the Sixers star is going to be, that we're still star hunting all these years later. It's unbelievable. That's why I said 75% Bradley Beal. I could even probably up that to 85%. I think he by far makes the most sense if the Brian Win. Look, now you have Bill Simmons, Brian Windhorst, Ramona Shelburne. All, Bill is the least tied in of the three of them. But you have three people that have basically now all said, yes, the Sixers are in fact going to go for another star. They're going to take another shot. It's amazing, and I don't see how they do it without giving up Tyrese Maxey. But I do think Bradley Beal is real.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to something you said, Jamie, and I didn't think about it until you brought it up. Joel Embiid and Bradley Beal training together with the Drew Hanlon.
Oh, that's a huge thing.
I mean, the NBA is all about those connections, and when LeBron James was tweeting about Tyrese Maxey during the playoffs, initially it's like, oh, that's cool. The best player in the world is tweeting about it. And then you realize, well, yeah, they share an agency. Of course, he's talking up Scott.
Yeah.
And does he tweet about Tyrese Maxey if they don't share an agency? Probably not.
No.
It's all about those connections. So with that said, yeah, it probably was. I don't know if I totally agree that Joel Embiid settled for James Harden because, that's a pretty good settlement. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
James
it is.
Harden.
But if your number one goal was Beal, then anything else is settling.
So let me ask you something, and I'm doing this in all honesty. If you're a teammate of Joel Embiid's, and I'm not getting on Joel Embiid. I don't hate Joel Embiid. But if you're a teammate and you're seeing this, and we're talking about it again, is all his outside talks bothering you at all? Does it bother you that he's looking to get a Bradley Beal?
No.
Does it bother you that he says we need tougher players? Does it?
Not at all.
No.
I think it's the truth. And in this situation,
I know you do. I'm asking what you think his teammates might do.
No. Well, you'd have to. Like, are we talking about Furkan Korkmaz and Shake Milton? Because, frankly, I don't give a damn about them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think you'd probably have to be talking about, like, a Danny Green, a George Niang, like those type of guys.
Tobias Harris, I would, I wonder.
But
James Harden?
I'd like to think that they kind of know their place.
Yeah,
and
like
they probably don't because it's
Tobias Harris has
professional sports.
42.5 million reasons to get over it.
Right.
And be a pro about it, which he does. So, no, I don't really care. I think he's right. And this particular one was tied to Ben Simmons holding the organization hostage.
Right,
yeah.
So I don't think there's any blame in trying to upgrade the giant man baby that helped the organization.
There's also, it's egos in professional sports. So when you're a Tobias Harris and you hear this, do you immediately think he's talking about me? Probably not.
No.
You're thinking he's talking about anybody but you because you did your job. And that's probably the same thing with a lot of the players. Now, there should be some self-evaluation there and some self-awareness too. If a team that I played on said we need to get tougher, I'm probably sitting there going, yeah, like I'm not that guy, to quote Bob. Like I'm not the Patrick Beverley type. So we probably do need that guy. I have my role on the team, but my role isn't the Jimmy Butler, Patrick Beverley, tell it how it is type. And I think that is one thing to look at too with this situation. I mean, and to Jamie's point, if you're one of these guys, these fringe players that's going to get pissed off,
I don't give a damn.
I don't care.
See,
You know, and that's the thing. Like Joel Embiid
knows
realizes.
Shake Milton and Furkan Korkmaz aren't going to win him a title.
Yeah, and he also realizes what Jamie said all along. There's a window. That window is getting to the point where
I'm telling you, people, kind of not came at me, but were like, oh, really, you're going to read into those comments? When he said a few years left, I think Joel Embiid knows what we all fear, is that he's not playing until he's 36, 37. Like, his prime is going to be over relatively soon.
Probably next few years.
And his career's probably not going to go past 35. Like, I'd be shocked.
Unless he changes his game.
I think it does go past 35, but I think he's a shell of himself at 35.
I think he can become that 7-2 outside shooter almost solely.
I could totally see him being a Dwight Howard.
If he's collecting injuries at the pace he has in his career, I don't see him playing past 35.
You're not wrong there, but it is the NBA where they will give out.
But at that point,
they will give out contracts to guys that are well past their prime.
He'll have made $500 million. Like,
yeah.
Do you really?
But if he doesn't have a title,
do you really want that last one? If your body,
then he can just he could.
I mean, he's clearly a guy that is into awards and self-recognition, right? So like the MVP trophy meant something to him. He wanted Defensive Player of the Year. There's no doubt in my mind he wants to be in the Hall of Fame. What helps your Hall of Fame case? Championships. Well, if he doesn't have a championship, I don't see him retiring. If he only has one championship, I still don't see him retiring. I think he'll play until the wheels fall off, and that's why I said I think he could be a Dwight Howard towards the twilight of his career, where he's a backup big, very productive, but I still think that's 7-8 years away.
Bradford White water heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Okay, there's also a Sixers thing out there, an asset in Pat's point of view.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
There he is. What's up, Pat?
Popped up. You got to look down, boys.
Wow.
Right here.
There he is.
Been here the whole time. Got to be honest with you. Been here the whole time. I got to give Austin Krell credit on this because I didn't see it. He did, so I saw it pop up on my feed here. But Bobby Marks had put out that the Nets are leaning towards deferring the Sixers draft pick that they got in the Ben Simmons trade to next season.
June 1st, I think, is the deadline.
And if they do, then the Sixers would indeed have a first-round pick.
But they cannot trade it, correct?
I think that is correct.
How can they not trade it?
Because you can't trade back-to-back
years, number one picks.
Number one first-round picks.
They did. Then it's deferred.
Right, yes.
All right, let's go on another topic.
No.
That was the topic. That was the topic, is using it to get another a bench piece, getting something. That's the topic. All right. What else we got, boys? Let's start looking at the show sheet. Let's start looking at what we got.
I did not mean to do that to you, man.
Did we have Adam Schefter on yet?
All right, let's just say they did have another asset.
Dylan, punch up Adam Schefter early. See if he'll hop back on. Yeah, that was the topic.
That was
using
not my intention, Pat.
No, it wasn't your intention, but I'd rather have you point it out now than some guy on Twitter be like, these guys don't even know. They can't even trade it.
We're short a topic. 610-632-0975.
What do we got? What's your favorite?
Pat a topic.
What's your favorite pie?
One desperate.
Well, okay. All right.
Where is Connor?
We'll change
his favorite pie.
He's bumping right here. Well, we'll change gears here.
All right, so you can't trade the pick.
If you can't trade it,
the player.
You can.
You know that?
Yeah, you can.
You can trade the player.
You can trade the player 1 month.
Oh, yes.
So if you were, in theory, to your point, talking to, let's say, the Washington Wizards, and you're drafting, let's see, what does the Sixers pick fall in here, like 24th?
20.
Let me look.
They were in the final 8, so probably 22. We'll say roughly 22, somewhere in that range. If the Wizards are in love with the guy, and you're rarely in love with a guy at 22, but
Tyrese Maxey, 21.
Well, that's,
Yes.
Yeah. You can have those negotiations of, well, I'll draft this player for you and flip him in the trade, right?
I mean, that's exactly what happened with the Kevin Love deal.
Saving the topic.
Yes, thank you, and I appreciate that. That's a foxhole move. That was what happened in the Kevin Love deal. I mean, granted, like the big piece was Andrew Wiggins, who was the #1 overall pick at the time, but I think it takes a month after they sign the rookie contract to be traded. So there's no reason to think that there won't be a backdoor conversation if a trade were to take
Absolutely.
place of, okay, who do you want? We'll take him. He'll sign the contract. And
not saying it's
we'll
a
trade him.
player that the Wizards are going to like count on to build around,
No,
but it
but
might be a
it's-
developmental piece.
It's a part of an asset.
You know, like a Jalen Brunson type, somebody like that, where it's like, all right, this guy can be a backup point guard. Maybe he can become more.
Yeah, and it's an asset that the Sixers just didn't have before that you now can use in a potential trade for Bradley Beal that might save you, I don't know, a guy that you actually do like that's currently on the roster.
Yeah, like Robert Williams went 24th to the Celtics, maybe 25th, something right in that neighborhood. He's playing a huge role for them in year 2 right now. So, you know, not to say the Wizards are about to be a playoff team or anything, but you can get guys that can contribute there in a decent way.
We're seeing it all over in the NBA this year,
Yeah.
aren't we? I mean, the kid Pritchard. I mean, there's so many guys that are out there, and we know Miami's whole roster's made up. A lot of their roster's made up of undrafted players. Is that like a real
The
bad
Sixers have
spot
failed
for
there.
the Sixers?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you got Maxey at 21. Great.
Thibault, I once thought was a home run. Now I'm like, just get away from my team.
Because he just didn't develop.
Yeah. But
he never developed.
Nobody develops here. Like Isaiah Joe should have played more this year.
Yeah.
That's one of the. If I was giving Doc his end of year review and I was the ownership group, I'd be like, or Daryl Morey, I'd be like, dude, like, we really need a young guy that we can develop a little more. Why wasn't Isaiah Joe and/or Charles Bassey, Paul Reed playing more? Especially when, you know, those 2 weeks when James Harden wasn't even here.
Yeah, I mean,
What are you doing?
Isaiah Joe could turn into a Danny Green type.
Yeah.
You know, a three-point specialist, but you have no idea. And the fact that in some of those blowout games and those blowout losses, you look at a box score and Isaiah Joe was getting 1 to 2 minutes a run.
And usually blowout time.
Yeah, and it's, you know, you're
like, what are
playing
we doing?
Furkan, Korkmaz, and Shake. Like, with all due respect to those guys, I know what I'm getting from them.
Where was the kid? I'm sorry, go ahead, Pat.
No, I'm done.
Where was you were done a long time ago?
Oh.
Where was the kid Peyton Pritchard? Where was he?
He was
Oregon.
30th.
I know he went to Oregon. He was like 30th.
He was.
right?
I think he was the last
He
pick
might
of
have
the
been the
first
last
round.
pick of the first round. Yeah,
I mean, he's not only is he giving you good, he's a valuable player on that team.
And
now.
that goes to scouting. And I do think that the Sixers have.
26th he went.
I do think the Sixers have done a really good job under the Elton Brand regime of scouting. I mean, you know, Daryl Morey gets a lot of credit for Tyrese Maxey. Daryl Morey was here for a month before the draft.
Yeah, so you know that was Elton.
Yeah, so that was, you know, that was an Elton Brand, or at least he had a heavy hand in it. Elton getting Matisse at 20, while we're kind of down on him now, he's still a productive member, and I do think he's got value in the league for a potential trade. I liked what I saw from Paul Reed, second-round pick. Like, I do think that they've been pretty good, but it goes back to
development.
And they don't develop, and they
Man.
shuttle these guys to Delaware for a game, and they're back.
Looking at that 2020 draft, and there's some talent here that was late in that draft. I mean, some picks that went late. You have Josh Green, Sadiq Bey, Precious up in Toronto, Tyrese Maxey. Then you had Emmanuel Quickly, Peyton Pritchard, Jaden McDaniels. Like, there's Desmond Bain.
And why do you think that is?
Desmond Bain, what did he go?
He went 30th. Celtics
Wow.
drafted him and traded him to the Grizzlies.
Why do you think that is? It's something you've said constantly.
Pandemic?
Yeah, it was the lack of the NCAA tournament. A
Yeah,
lot of these
probably.
guys didn't end up playing. They didn't, you know, I mean, some of these guys, like I remember Temple that year.
Malachi Flynn. Like, there was a bunch of good players in the 20s that year.
I want to say Temple played like 9 games, 10 games. Like, a lot of these players just didn't play the normal workload in college that they normally would have to get eyes on them. So some of these players, like a Tyrese Maxey, you know, they were coming in, and you haven't evaluate maybe their high school film.
Yeah, the difference between an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old is monumental in basketball. Pat, you watch Temple a lot. I used to cover colleges. Watching kids develop, and I'm not just talking about their game, their bodies, you go from a kid to a man in those 3 years. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, I've had numerous coaches tell me how much difference you see. And, guys, it's rare that an 18-year-old kid will come and you'll say, okay, he's fully developed, he's ready to go. So, yeah, that does have a lot to do with it. They didn't play a lot of games.
Yeah,
didn't.
But, I mean, for the Sixers, you know, and Jamie, you brought up constantly Philly's hiring guys from Tampa. At this point, I think I'm going to echo that statement, but switch the Phillies with the Sixers and Tampa with the Heat. With, like, hire whoever is finding these undrafted free agents and realizing that there's something in this G League player. Because at this point, like, by Game 6, I was so sick of hearing the Max Drew story.
Yeah.
Every game it was, you know, when he started out in a D2 school and transferred to DePaul. I know. But with that said, it is impressive. You know, he transferred to DePaul, and then
He had that guy. His name was T.J. McConnell.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
but why did they have
crying for TJ to be
But
back
why did they have
today.
T.J. McConnell? Because they went through the process. And would they have T.J. McConnell now? No shot.
Well, you know what needs a process? Their bench.
You're right, but I mean,
It needs its own process because they need to just start over.
You're not wrong. But I do think if T.J. McConnell were coming out of Arizona now, there is no shot the Sixers would have him. I don't even think they bring him in for a tryout. It was a matter of we're throwing as many darts at a board and hoping that some stick. And TJ was one of them, but a lot of them they let go. Christian Wood, Rashawn Holmes, a lot of these players that they had in the building that ended up being really productive players, they cast by the wayside.
I had somebody tell me a story the other day about T.J. McConnell a couple weeks ago. The Sixers brought him in for a workout before going out to Las Vegas, and whether TJ, and I wouldn't, this isn't his makeup, whether he didn't think he was going to make it or he just was caught at a bad time, he came to Philadelphia with like a bad pair of sneakers. Like he got on the floor and people were looking like, what, this kid didn't pack sneakers? It was so bad that somebody had to take care of him like, yo, dude, here's what size are you? Here's a good pair of sneakers. Yeah. And, boy, talk about a kid that has made the most of it. You know, I mean, look, I'm not going to die on T.J. McConnell Hill, and you guys know that I'm friendly with him, but
No, you need a TJ on your bench right now.
You know, how quickly does Joel Embiid say we need to be tougher if T.J. McConnell was still here? They probably would have lent some kind of toughness off the bench.
They need a TJ. I mean, look, the guys that we mentioned of the toughness factor, right? Like, so TJ, but think of the Jimmy Butler and Patrick Beverly are currently in the news right now. Pat Bev was in China, bought his own contract out, came over, had to scrape and claw his way into the NBA. Jimmy Butler, same way, right? Like, Turnbull, Texas, JUCO to Marquette to the 30th, like that. And T.J. McConnell coming in as an under, like, you need that guy that has the chip on their shoulder, and I just don't feel like the Sixers team has that guy that has the like, I'm going to prove all of the doubters wrong, and you need that. You need at least one of them in your team.
The guy that has that the most is probably Paul Reed.
Yeah, I mean, the effort factor is there with him.
Yeah, that could absolutely develop. This is the John Kincade Show. We are at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament here at Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester. What a great, great day we have going on here. And when we get back to the John Kincade Show, we're going to talk a little bit more Philadelphia Eagles. And Pat has a way that he thinks they should play the game of football this year. Time at the Fanatic, 8:53.
The weather is warmer, and that means the grass is growing. And you know what that means? Don't be that dude on your block with the crappy lawn. It's time to get serious about your lawn. Stop dreading the weekend yard work with a new mower from my friends over at Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville. I got a new Cub Cadet, but they have Ferris zero-turn mowers. They have a ton of stuff at Lawn and Golf Supply Company. They're the experts when it comes to all of your outdoor power equipment needs. Forget those big box stores. You don't get any one-on-one service there. Get dealer exclusives from all the top brands like Stinger, DeWalt, Turf War, Red Max, and plenty more. And the best part is, Lawn and Golf Supply Company has a huge selection of outdoor power equipment in stock. Whether you're looking for a riding mower or handheld power equipment, make sure you call my guys over at Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville. Need service? Lawn and Golf Supply Service Department can fix any make and model of equipment and get you back up and running in no time. Right now, Fanatic listeners get free delivery on any new equipment purchase. Just mention the Fanatic and get free delivery with our purchase. Visit lawn-golf.com. Lawn and Golf Supply Company. Everything turf.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Oaks Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with Internet and Voice for $35 each a month when you buy both with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to get up to a $700 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online today to learn more. Requires enrollment in automatic payments and paperless billing. Prepaid card offer ends 5/22/22. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business customers only. Limited to Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, installation, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change during and after term agreement. May not be combined with other offers. Most innovative company based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Award.
Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage headquarters. At Wawa Siptopia, every sip is a quick trip to your happy place. Relax and lose yourself in a delicious smoothie or creamy milkshake. Recharge on the go with a new frozen coffee or frozen refresher. No matter what your favorite beverage is, here's your chance to indulge. So whether you like it hot, frozen, fruity, or caffeinated, Wawa Siptopia awaits. See store for details.
Everyone's been talking about the new Wawa burgers.
Oh, got some burgers! Yeah.
But ever since you showed up with the smoky barbecue bacon cheeseburger, the Chipotle charged Southwest burger, and the incredibly delicious nacho cheeseburger, no one said a word. Oh, this is so good. Tonight, we discover the next burger sensation. Tonight, we Wawa.
The Ukraine invasion has still been making an impact on the esports space as Team Spirit has announced their departure from Russia. The organization has teams made up of both Russian and Ukrainian players in their DOTA and CSGO teams, and Team Spirit claimed that it was the practical and ethical choice to relocate from Moscow to Belgrade, Serbia. This is the first Russian team to make this move, and it'll be curious to see if any other teams make a similar choice.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Hey, honey.
Hey, Mom. How did Jordan's interview go?
I'm not sure. Your brother isn't home yet. Oh, one sec. Someone's at the door.
Are you Mrs. Lewis?
Yes?
Mrs. Lewis, I'm Officer Taylor. Your son was in a crash and has died.
What?
He wasn't wearing his seatbelt and was ejected from the vehicle.
No. No.
Mom, is everything okay? Mom, answer.
Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Ever heard the grass is always greener on the other side? If you're in a dead-end job, you want greener grass. Well, My Computer Career can help. Start a new life as an IT pro in months, not years. My Computer Career offers lifetime career services to help you find jobs with companies begging for IT pros. And financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Take the free career evaluation and schedule a campus tour today. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Beasley Media's Philadelphia Digital Division continues to grow, and we're looking for qualified candidates. To see the full job description and qualifications for our digital sales strategist, ad operations, and digital sales coordinator positions, go to 97.5thefanatic.com/now hiring. Positions are full-time and include benefits. Please deliver your resume and cover letter to digitalphilly@bbgi.com. Beasley Media Group, LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
Car shoppers, with light inventories and heavy markups, is it even possible to find a fair deal out there? To be sure, Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester is the region's trusted name for selection and savings, with no markups and nothing priced above MSRP. Fair, honest pricing has been our way for over 30 years. Find the perfect vehicle, whether you pre-order or drive it off the lot today at Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester on Auto Park Boulevard and at FaulknerAuto.com. To be sure.
Sexual health here in the Delaware Valley. If you're looking for help with low testosterone or ED, you want a doctor who specializes in treatment, and it should be someone in your local area that you can trust and call anytime if you have questions or concerns. Well, that guy is Dr. Avidan Appel at Iron Mountain Men's Health. Maybe you've tried pills and they didn't work. It's probably because you weren't given the right treatment for your specific body chemistry. Oftentimes, those pills, they only work 35% of the time. At Iron Mountain Men's Health, you meet with a physician who will take proper care in making sure you do receive the right treatment. Some patients even experience results after just their first visit. They offer financing for qualified patients and telehealth appointments for your convenience. So set up your free consultation today at ironmountainmenshealth.com or call 215-659-3770. Tell them Bob Cooney sent you.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
That's right. We are here at beautiful Penn Golf Club in Westchester. And the tournament today is being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. Pat, are you recovered after your last bit was kind of shot down in midair?
Well, there's and John always says it, there's a reason we don't do the show before the show. Sometimes you have ideas and they're so good in your head, and then you go to execute and they're not good. Kind of like, what's in Pat's pocket or shake-isms. Sometimes you swing and you miss, Bobby, and that's okay.
I don't think you can lump those two things together.
I think you absolutely can.
No, the stuff in your pocket was horrendous.
But,
I mean, it was
as we found out,
well, we did it again today, but that's legit. Like, you're not pulling a lunchbox out of your pocket. Shake-isms still has legs. You guys just don't realize it does.
It doesn't have legs.
When Shake is done and gone here in Philadelphia, which may come sooner than he or anybody else or a lot of people like, we will have we're going to go back and do some more.
Let's do Reed-isms. Reading Rainbow.
Reed? Andy Reed.
Andy Reed. You got to read?
Come on, Reed.
610-632. Reed Sinnett's that's a quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah. Eagles, what, fourth string quarterback?
That was pretty good.
How about
third string quarterback?
Wow.
That's a good one. 610.
Don't come at me with Reeds.
Reedisms.
Wow, you have tons of Reeds. You should know.
I do.
You do. Congratulations on your success.
I know, right? Jeez, I don't know.
Well, I just I represent a lot of great companies out there.
You do.
And you know what?
And you do it well.
Listening to some of your reads, I understand why they jumped on the Jamie Lynch bandwagon.
And unlike you two, I'm very happy for you for having some reads. You two don't know how to be happy for other people.
Whoa! What are you talking about?
Oh, because I won the wing contest, but we're not going to let that go. Did you really? You have bacon.
If you won the wing contest,
can you get the wing?
would have been able to get your wing by now.
Here
can't get the wing.
Here it is.
But you can't get the wing.
I can.
Where? He can.
Oh, you got a guy?
I know the
guy.
chef.
Yeah,
the back
he
door?
knows the chef.
Can't get it on the menu.
Oh, backdoor Bob.
All right.
Heard that
yeah, you said You said in your last when you got lost in your thoughts, the last segment, you said a backdoor conversation. I was going to interrupt you and say exactly what is a backdoor conversation.
It's like
But you were on a roll.
It's like a backroom casting couch. It's where you go and make $1,000 to $5,000 a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, if you're having a shady conversation, are you going to do it at your front door?
Yeah, you're going to do the
gonna
back
do
door.
it at the back door.
I've never known a shady conversation to be labeled a backdoor conversation.
I'll allow it.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
I was like, it's not a common. I'll allow it. It's not a common thread.
Look, I'm gonna be.
No, but I got it.
I got it too.
I'm gonna level with you, okay?
I'm gonna let you inside a little bit.
I meant back room.
I said
back
door. But back door kind of works.
But it does kind of work. Jamie tied it together. So it's kind of like what was the word I said the other day that
kaput?
Kaput.
Yeah.
It's kind of like kaput. It's catching on. Everybody's going in the back door now.
Far and wide, kaputs. I heard that day. I went to my local deli, and the guy said, "Oh, I love that Pat." He said the word kaput today, and he didn't use it correctly, but it was funny.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
See, people are catching on.
And then he asked me, "Can you get Pat to call me and say pump?"
Nobody said that.
All right, let's look a little let's look a little closer at this Eagles team this year because it's kind of intriguing to me. If we think back to last year, I think it was safe to say we had no expectations. Jamie had the highest in this group, and that was for 6 or 7 wins.
I forget. I think it was 7.
I thought, yeah, right about there.
7 and 10, which wasn't something to bump your chest about.
No. So I would say low to no expectations last year. To me, last year was more of a let's look at see what the quarterback has. Let's tryouts for a whole bunch of players.
Which older pieces are we getting rid of?
What is this coach about? What is the defensive coordinator about? That's what it was. Now, in years past before that, Super Bowl year, the year after the Super Bowl, the expectations were through the roof. You're talking Super Bowl. You're definitely talking playoffs, winning the division, no question about it. What's your expectations this year? And I'm not just talking wins, but are they high? Are they low? Are they wait and see? Like, how would you categorize your expectations for this team as currently constructed?
Tempered, I'd say.
That's a good word.
It's a really good word.
Yeah. I expect better than the 9 wins, but I'd be shocked with anything more than 10.
Shocked?
Kinda, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. What about you, Pat?
Tempered's great.
Tempered's a great word, I think, for this.
Slightly low. Slightly.
I think 12 win talk is crazy.
Yeah, and I agree, and I'd love to be wrong about that. I mean, 12 wins would be epic because if they win 12 games, Jalen Hurts is probably the guy.
Yeah, like do they feel like a 12-5 team?
No. As currently constructed, I just see some major flaws. Mainly the secondary. The division I don't think is going to be as bad as people think.
Hold on that. Mainly the secondary. Could you up that to only the secondary? Where else are your concerns?
That's pretty much it.
Quarterback.
Good point.
I've made now. As if John was sitting here, he'd point out, you and Jamie have thrown out the flag, and it's true. I mean, me and Jamie are kind of out on Jalen Hurts right now. I just don't. I don't know how.
I'm not out on him. I'm out on believing he's ever going to be a top guy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So it's out on him.
I think you're going to see progression from him, but I don't know how much of a difference it's really going to make from last year. And that's part of that's a large reason on why I'm slightly low. And it skews more towards what Jamie said. My expectations are more tempered, but I had to come up with another word, and I couldn't say kaput.
No, you can say tempered because you said Dawkins earlier, and I said Dawkins. Like, it's okay to agree with somebody on the.
No, I actually said Dawkins first, and then.
Yeah, you stole the valor from.
I really think that we're going to see a difference, and I think we've neglected this thinking a little bit when it comes to Jalen Hurts. And I brought it up just a little bit earlier about his ankle. I think he's more dangerous back there than we saw for most of the season last year.
The ankle injuries.
Because that happened if I'm not mistaken, before the Giants game?
I didn't think
in the Giants game.
In the Giants game, feels like it.
Week 7, 8, it was less than half of the season.
I didn't think about the ankle injury, and you're right.
I just think he's going to be a lot more, if he stays healthy, I think he's going to be a lot more dangerous in that pocket, which, with better wide receivers, when you have now an A.J. Brown, if he buys more time and is able to throw on the run or gets those guys a half a second or a second more to get open, I think that we're going to see a lot more dangerous Jalen Hurts this year than we remember last year at all. Early in the season, his escapability and running ability was tremendous.
Yeah, especially the goal line. The goal line.
Yes, and it's why Miles Sanders didn't have any touchdowns.
That's a big part of why Miles Sanders.
Yeah, the no touchdowns from Miles Sanders thing. I put zero stock in that.
I do too.
When people bash him, it's play calling and it's audibles, it's all that stuff.
It's run pass option.
Do you think too? I mean, how much of this offensive line is gonna impact his running ability? And I mean that in a positive way. Like, is he going to be flushed out of the pocket and run? Because I don't see that happening too much with this offensive line. And if he is being flushed out of the pocket and forced to run, he's probably holding on to the ball too long. Because with A.J. Brown and now in the wide receiving core, he really should have at least one guy open as he goes through his progression. Last year, completely understood it because you had Devontae Smith. That's it.
Right.
But I also think it could help with QB draw plays and design runs for the quarterback because this offensive line is so damn good. I mean, this offensive line is one of, if not the best offensive lines in football, and they added to it.
Right.
It's scary good.
Therefore, that's why you hit what I was thinking on the head. I think there is going to be a lot of designed runs with him. Look, you have a quarterback that you're not sure about. You're not worried about throwing him out there and running the football a lot. You're not worried about him. Look, the Eagles don't want him to get hurt, but you're going to do everything at your disposal to use all of his talents because you're not saving him for anything. So I do think, Pat, jumping on what you said, I do think there will be run designs for him. I do think because he's a young, and I don't mean immature in a bad way, but he's a little bit of an immature quarterback that will take off maybe a little sooner than he should.
We're all dumbasses before the age of 25.
I'm a dumbass before the age of 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I've never cleared that hurdle of dumbassity.
Yeah, some people just don't grow up.
Yeah, like I
don't think it's a knock on them. Is my point.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just dumbasses say, "Well, hey, come join us. Join the crowd, man."
And he's more mature than I ever was at that age. But I mean, when it boils down to it, all men are pretty much dumbasses before the age of 25.
You're not,
and
wrong.
After.
You're not wrong there, but some snap out of it.
I'll make that argument. Yeah. So. I just don't know what I expect from this team this year. I don't know what my expectations
I don't really either.
Are.
But 10 wins is I can't expect less than 9.
I have to expect that I'll have an answer on this quarterback after this year.
Oh yeah, I think
right. I mean that's fair to say.
And look, I don't think the record or playoff success or whatever other qualifier you want to put on it is necessarily right. I think it's just. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, I mean, last year they made the playoffs, and I still have major questions about them.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things you know when you see.
Yeah. I said this year they could win more games than last year, or they could win the same amount of games as last year and be a better team.
Yes.
I mean, that stretch that they played last year, I don't like looking at a schedule and saying, oh, it's an easy schedule, because, as you said, Pat, you just don't know. Nobody knew the Miami Dolphins were going to win 7 in a row and then lose 7 in a row and win 7 in a row last year. You just don't know during the course of the season how things are going. Is there a chance the Eagles hit, I don't know, the Steelers, and for some reason they're playing fantastic football when they get them? Or the exactly. No, I know. I hear you.
Yeah.
But we don't know. You know, I mean, Brian Daboll could go into New York and turn the Giants around and turn Daniel Jones into a really good quarterback.
What percentage do you put that at, Pat?
About 12. But I mean, but it could. But my point is, like, it could happen.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I think 12's a good number there.
Yeah, it's. But there will absolutely be teams that we expect to suck this year that take that giant leap ahead. And there's probably going to be 1 or 2 on the Eagles' schedule. But
could the commies in D.C. be one of those teams?
I think they're going to be better than we probably think. I mean,
their defense is good.
Their defense is really good, and
again, as we said, Wentz didn't have a bad year last year. When you look at his numbers, he turned into bonehead at the end of the season.
Yeah, I ran into me and Mike Boat from Philly Sports Trips. The
director of
Fun and Joy. Went to the second round of the draft, and we ran into right behind us was a couple Colts fans, and he asked, "What do you guys think of Wentz?" And the guy said, he's pretty good up until the last 3 games.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look, I didn't watch enough of the Colts to really judge. This guy did. Like, he's a diehard Colts fan, and he was saying, he was pretty decent and then fell off a cliff. So I think the big question with the Washington Commanders is their offensive line.
Bob, where do you have them falling in with the Washington Commanders late in the season? What is that, week? Well,
it's funny because after 5-1 start, and then you have the bye week.
We got Adam Schefter on the line here.
I have them losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers at home.
Shakeisms.
Yeah. So that drops them to 5-2, and then they have a tough Thursday game at
Houston.
Houston.
The short week.
Yeah. So we'll break it down. We'll break down the schedule before John gets back on Monday. This is the John Kincade Show. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan here. We got Heavy Chevy over there, Connor Thomas, and, of course, Coach Eric Camille. Our boss is even in the house. Chuck D'Amico checking us out today.
Not always a good thing.
No, he seems pretty happy today.
Not always a good thing.
He came in with the dark sunglasses on. I thought, uh-oh, this isn't good. But then he took them off, and he had a bright smile on his face.
He was holding pink slips.
I saw just one.
Oh, yeah, that's probably from me.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, it was a good run.
Good working with you guys.
After that, it just one.
Just one.
It's like saying something on the air. We'll ask Chuck in a meeting, are we allowed to say this on the air? And he'll look at us and say, yeah, once.
Yeah.
And you know what that means.
Yeah, we've heard that a few times.
Really take advantage of that one time.
Yeah, you have to do it. Well, speaking of the Eagles, Pat seems to think he has the solution of what type of team they should be, and it is his point of view.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hey, Hey,
here.
what's up, Pat?
Oh, hey, Pat. I didn't see you there.
Just sitting
Thanks
next
for
to you guys.
joining us, man.
Yeah, just turn to your right. I got to give credit to Austin Krell because I didn't see this, but he did. But Bobby Marks tweeted out that the Sixers might be getting an asset, and that is the Nets deferring their first-round pick. They could use that in a trade. No. So the question I have with the Eagles is, what should the Eagles be this season? A running team, or should they go more towards the pass? Now, Nick Sirianni had, obviously, in the first 6 weeks, tried to make this a passing offense. He clearly wants to make it a passing offense. It didn't work, and to his credit, after 6 weeks, he was like, all right, we gotta go back to the run game. I mean, we gotta really make this a running football team. I'm interested to hear what your answer is because I have mine. But what do you think they should be after acquiring A.J. Brown? And
should be. So we're not talking what will they because Sirianni wants them to be?
If you're the head coach, after all the moves they've made and what you know about Jalen Hurts' offseason up into this point, what do you think their offense should be more catered towards?
Yeah, you didn't bring an A.J. Brown in here to feed Miles Sanders the ball. So I think you should be a passing team because that's probably your strongest thing offensively. Your wide receivers, your tight end. You do have a running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield in Miles Sanders. You need to know what Jalen Hurts is. So, therefore, yes, I am going towards them being a passing team, a more conventional NFL team this season.
I think they should be a modern NFL well-balanced team, 60-40 pass to run. I think you have to maintain it. To Bob's point, you didn't bring A.J. Brown in here to run the ball. Somebody on YouTube just put an over-under on Jalen Hurts' touchdown passes on the year and said if he doesn't throw over 22.5 touchdowns this year with these weapons, this offensive line, that's a failure.
Yeah, but
I tend to agree. Like you got to get near 25 touchdowns passing. Like you can tell me he offsets with his legs all you want and got 10 rushing touchdowns. That's great, but that should be icing on the cake.
Yeah, the job of a quarterback is to throw the football.
Yeah, like you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders. You got weapons. Wes Watkins as a 3 is nice.
Keep in mind, though, that comment was made by Jim G, and he said they should be looking for another quarterback if that doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure that is Jimmy Garoppolo, who will be looking for another team next year. So, ipso facto.
That's good detective work.
Thank you, Jimmy G, for checking in. I actually disagree with you guys. I think they should cater towards the run. And the main reason is
that just proves we're right.
Yeah, it does.
I feel
for
really
sure.
good about
Yeah,
it, right?
no, this is I am the kiss of death. So yes, you guys are right. But I'm glad we did this because I think they should cater towards the run, and I do agree with everything you guys said. But when it comes to winning football games and this offensive line, I think they're going to need to win the possession battle, the time of possession battle. And the reason I say that is their secondary right now is bad, and they play some teams in this division with pretty good wide receiving cores. If Brian Daboll can actually get something out of the Giants, that receiving core is on paper decent at least. The Washington
most expensive in the league.
Yeah, the Washington receiving core pretty decent. Dallas, even without Amari Cooper, pretty decent. So I don't like the idea of getting into a shootout with some of these teams in the division, which means that I want you to run the football. I want you to control the clock. And I want you to be more 55-45 when it comes to the run-pass ratio. It has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. It just has to do with winning football games, and I think it's just best for the team.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie said the key word is balance, and it is. It's balance.
Yeah.
It has to be there. But you have weapons now that you can be a more balanced passing team. And look, nobody ever says that in the NFL. Everybody says you got to be a more balanced running team because teams mostly lean towards the pass. But I think the Eagles can be a more balanced passing team this year with the addition of A.J. Brown, with the year under Devontae Smith's belt, with Dallas Goedert knowing how to be the primary focus at tight end. 60-40, is that reachable? And Pat, your ideal 55-45, I don't think that's reachable. I don't know if 60-40 is, but that would be the goal that I'd set for myself for this Eagles.
Well, think about where A.J. Brown came from, and that is a good example of a team that really prioritizes the run. So in 2021, the Tennessee Titans had 551 rushing attempts, 535 passing attempts. It was basically 50-50. And it worked for them. I mean, Derrick Henry got injured, and I think that's a huge reason of why they didn't go further.
You have Tannehill's touchdown passes there?
I don't, but I can look it up for you. But I think that's a good way to look at it. And we even compared Jalen Hurts earlier today to his ceiling might be a Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
And that's not horrible. I mean, there's a place for that guy, but
So Ryan Tannehill only had 21 last year, but he had 33 the year prior.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why he probably only had 21 was the injury to A.J. Brown.
Sure.
A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Derrick Henry affects their passing
It's going to
game.
affect it huge, but I think you look at, that might be a view right there of the Tennessee Titans of a team that realized they kind of had a decent game manager, but in order to win football games, they had to prioritize something else. And that's nothing against Jalen Hurts so much as Tennessee Titans had weapons, and their main weapon though was the running back. Now Miles Sanders isn't Derrick Henry, but
Yeah, I mean, the reason I brought up Ryan Tannehill earlier is I think that's pretty much the absolute ceiling, in my opinion, that Jalen Hurts can reach, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Tannehill's probably in that 10 to 12 range of NFL quarterbacks. Maybe.
I want better, but
Yeah, you want better, but if you get that
take it,
guy,
you'll accept it.
you kind of roll with it, and hopefully you get a great defense and you can win with them.
Yeah.
But with this offensive line, how dominant it is,
yeah,
they could continue to run over team. I can't get over the fact that they've gotten better. They invested in it early in the draft. Jordan Mailata's only continued to get better. Jason Kelsey's back from the year. Like
Landon was a first-year
Dickerson
starter last year at a position you weren't expecting him to play.
Yeah, like this offensive line on paper should be better. Now that's on paper, but that tells you that the running game should be better. Kenny Gainwell coming into a second year, like I'm leaning towards 50-50, 55.
I wonder why he fell out of favor.
I just think it was rookie stuff.
Yeah,
I read a big story on him a few weeks ago, and I got that impression that's what he felt also.
Okay.
It was just lack of rookie trust, maybe. Look, I don't think Nick Sirianni trusted the running backs all that much at all, let alone, a rookie. I don't know how much he trusted Miles Sanders as good of a season as he was having. But it'll be interesting. I think one of the things that we're going to see mostly is how dangerous Jalen Hurts is, and we're going to remember that early. All right, this is the John Kincade Show. We are broadcasting live from Penn Oaks Golf Club here in Westchester for the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. It's being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. This is the John Kincade Show. Time at the Fanatic, 9:22.
The Union, well, they're continuing on with the torrid pace they've been on after a fantastic 2021 season and a playoff run in which the league's protocols prevented them from moving on. That's a story for another day. Your Philadelphia Union are now in a three-way tie for points for the top spot in the Eastern Conference. You got to get down to a Union game. It's an incredible experience down there in Chester. It's awesome. The crowd is electric. The fans bring the action and excitement the entire game long. Philadelphia is a 5-for-5 city, and head coach Jim Curtin, he's Philly through and through. The man went to McDevitt and Villanova, people. He never left. He loves it here. They face Inter Miami tonight. We hate the entire city of Miami, including their stupid soccer team. At 7:30 p.m. tonight down at Subaru Park. Get your tickets today or any day at PhiladelphiaUnion.com.
This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Oaks Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, are you tired of dealing with your old drafty windows and doors? Well, it's time you go Guida. Yes, my good friends at Guida Door and Window. They're going to help make your window and door replacement project more affordable with their buy one, get one half off sale. That's right. For every door or window you buy, you'll get the second one at 50% off, and you can mix and match these savings to suit your own needs. Buy an entry door, get half off a storm door. Buy a patio door, get 50% off a window. Need to replace all the windows and doors in your house? Then you'll save 50% on half of your project. It's simple. The more you need, the more you save. Plus, Guida will make it easy for you to afford your project with no money down, interest-free financing for up to 18 months. Act now. This offer is for a limited time. Restrictions apply. For details, call Guida today. Schedule a free no-obligation in-home estimate. The number's 1-877-GO-GUIDA. Or check them out online at GoGuida.com. That's go, Guida.com. FanduelSportsbook.com.
If the best part of your workday is spent listening to us on your drive to work and back, maybe it's time your workday was spent somewhere else. Many of the companies you hear advertising on The Fanatic are hiring talented, hardworking people just like you. Visit the Fanatic job board at 975thefanatic.com/nowhiring for links to career opportunities with our partners.
Fidelity Investments is hiring Series 7 professionals near you. Trade up to a company with the growth opportunities and the reputation for putting people first that you'd expect from a large financial firm. Visit branches.fidelitycareers.com. That's branches.fidelitycareers.com. Fidelity is an equal opportunity employer. Novellus in Clayton, New Jersey is now hiring for machine operators and maintenance mechanics. Competitive wages from $26 to $33 an hour. Visit novellus.com to learn more. That's NOVELIS.com.
These are just a few of our advertisers now hiring. Check out the full list at 975thefanatic.com/nowhiring. We love working with these companies, and we're sure you will too.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. Playoffs are heating up, and you can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge, an official partner of the NBA. Even though our squad's not in anymore, throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel, they have so many ways to play, and what I love is when you do win, you'll get paid faster than a fast break. New to FanDuel? Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code FANATIC to get your first risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's promo code FANATIC. If you already have an account, well, you're all set to bet. No sweat. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same-game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in PA. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, thanks for coming over, Jake from State Farm.
Couldn't say no, Pablo. Love me some vinyl.
Well, my budget doesn't. Calling time on my vinyl collecting.
Whoa! Don't give up what you love. State Farm has options like insuring your home and ride with great rates on both.
Ooh, that's music to my ears.
All right, spin that vinyl. For surprisingly great rates, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
High-efficiency equipment for lower bills, special financing, and rebates on qualifying systems.
What?
Oh, I'm trying to memorize something I heard on the radio. Peace of mind warranties.
Why?
Because our AC is on its last leg, and I need to convince you to call a Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning contractor.
No, you don't. I heard the same ad, and you forgot cleaner, healthier air.
Pierce Phelps Bryant will do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable. To find a local Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning dealer near you, visit nopaybryant.com.
Bryant.
Whatever it takes.
Meineke is celebrating 50 years of service with $10 off a full synthetic oil change. Up to 5 quarts, standard filter, plus disposal fees. You'll also get a free tire rotation and battery check. For tires, brakes, batteries, exhaust, and more, trust Meineke, doing car care right.
May 25th is Dunkin' Iced Coffee Day. And this year, Dunkin' Iced Coffee is working twice as hard. Purchase any size iced coffee to both fuel your day and donate $1 to the Dunkin' Joy in Childhood Foundation, bringing joy to kids battling illness in local hospitals. America runs on Dunkin'.
We are so happy that the John Kincade Show's official charity partner, once again, is the American Association for Cancer Research. And why? Because they are fantastic. They do such a great job with any donation that you make. And as a 2-time cancer survivor, I thank you. I thank you for getting involved with the cause. Make a donation today to the American Association for Cancer Research and support the work of 50,000 researchers worldwide that help to drive the progress. Because donations from private citizens like like you and me add up to big breakthroughs that are going to help save lives. And I'm living proof. When you donate to the AACR, you are directly supporting those scientists. That next breakthrough may come through for you or a family member. Donate today. Support cancer patients and their families. Go to aacr.org/fanatic. That's aacr.org/fanatic, because I am living proof. Cancer research saves lives.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Broad Market, 22nd and South, and Cooney's Corner. Where else would you want to hang out? Back to the John Kincade Show.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It is indeed the John Kincade Show as John makes his final trip down to Atlanta to watch his beautiful daughter Olivia graduate, and then brings the family back up and gets a permanent residence for all of them here in Philly. So we'll be with you for the next couple of days. Me, Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan. We got Coach Eric Camille. We've got Connor Thomas. We got Heavy Chevy Mike hanging around.
Man, I was just walking around the golf carts out there looking at some of the names on these placards.
Yeah, and what did they say? Who do you got?
It's a lineup, man.
Yeah?
I mean,
well, we mentioned some of them earlier.
I just saw Brandon Graham, Takeo Spikes, Willie T, Trey Thomas, Javon Curse, the Freak is going to be.
The Freak is going to be here. Eddie George is going to be here.
Now, the two guys I want to see off the tee box the most are probably Eddie George and Javon Curse, because I've heard Mike Quick is a phenomenal golfer.
Yeah, well, I think Quick.
He's like he might even be close to scratch. I've heard he's like really good, but those like Javon Curse is so big. I want to see when he connects. Like if he hits one on the sweet spot, like him and Eddie George could probably send one to the moon.
I'm looking at a name on our sheet right here of guys that are going to be here that I would love to see get a hold of a golf ball.
If he gets a hold of one,
how about Jeremiah Trotter?
Yeah, the Axeman's apparently a good golfer also.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And competitive, I've heard. Doesn't mess around out on the greens.
They're starting to roll the coolers out there, Gene.
Oh, we might have to taste test.
You know how hard it is to see a cooler get rolled out and we're not allowed to
We
go
should
in
taste
there?
test to make sure it's good for the actual celebrity.
Look, we're just doing a yeoman's work.
It's the least we can do.
It probably is, right, Pat?
They'll thank us if it's bad.
Yeah.
If it
like
ends up being bad, they'll thank us and they'll say,
Trey, I
thank
got
you.
diarrhea, so you didn't have to, buddy.
If you grab a Gatorade that just isn't up to snuff, you have to let them know. If Jamie and I just grab a beer of choice and we say, it's a little flat, or no, that was so good, I think I'll have another.
Yeah.
That's something they need to know today.
Yeah, then they know they can go back for a couple.
We're providing a service here today.
We're the real heroes.
Yeah,
we
a lot
are.
of people are saying that.
I mean, YouTube chat's blowing up with it. Like, thank you for your service, gentlemen.
Are they? As well they should. And we love you, YouTube people. Thank them. I'm just doing it. And that's what we'll have to do later on today, Jamie.
I do want to see some of these guys tee off, though.
Yeah, they don't tee off until noon. Yeah, it does.
When a pro athlete plays another sport, like how do they do it? How do they attack it? How do they approach the game? And it's going to be a great tournament here today, and it shows you the respect Brian Dawkins has from the NFL community, huh?
Seriously.
It really does.
Because most of these guys do not live here.
No. Even our buddy Hugh's going to be here. He's coming up.
Javon lives in Florida.
Uh-huh. Hugh's down in Atlanta.
Yeah, like a lot of
like
these
a little
guys.
thing, Westbrook called me yesterday.
He's
he
in
was in
Brooklyn.
Philly, drove to Brooklyn last night to get home, or yesterday, whatever it was. What was yesterday? Tuesday. Monday, went home to
Nudie
Brooklyn.
Magazine Day, Bob.
Yeah, Monday went home to Brooklyn to hang out with his
It's Nudie
family.
Magazine Day.
Drove back down here to be at the soiree last night, and he'll be golfing here today.
Takeo Spikes. Do you think he could explode a golf ball?
What's the first thing you think of?
Trapezoids.
Oh, my God, yeah.
The best traps ever.
Yeah, it's like there was this player for the Cowboys back in the day, Robert Newhouse. Might have been a little bit before your time.
I know the name, yeah.
44-inch thighs. 44-inch, and it's
That's
funny.
like my waist.
Yeah, Rich, one of our no, you're better than that.
No, I'm at 30.
Rich, one of our sales guys, brought it up the other day. He's like, Robert Newhouse, and I looked at him. He goes, "Oh yeah, the 44-inch thighs."
That's insane.
Oh, it was crazy.
How the hell do you get pants?
Probably custom made.
Right?
Yeah,
Gotta
to be,
go
right?
custom.
And he used to wear those. Remember the big thigh pads that they would wear on the? He would have huge ones.
Takeo is a really good photographer.
Is that his
Yeah,
passion?
that's his passion.
I said
about that?
trapezoids.
Football,
That's
yeah.
a shape.
What did you?
Oh, you meant
Triceratops. That's a dinosaur. Top tries. Try hard.
Let's do your best try-hards.
What did you mean?
Trap house.
He had
What are they called? I just call them traps.
Traps.
Because
we're not muscle. Where's Connor? He lifts weights. Connor, get in here.
Oh, God, we're dumb.
About time you did. What are these things called, muscle-wise?
Trapezius.
Trapezius?
Why am I saying it wrong?
We said traps, but what's the
trap? Your trapezius muscles.
Yeah, traps. We said what did you say though?
Trapezoids.
That's a shape.
Takeo Smart has shapes coming out of his shoulders.
Trap Queen.
What's
Trap
our
house.
favorite trap?
Betty Wop.
The band trap.
Oh my God! Was there a band trap?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
We're falling
Traps.
apart.
They were trapped.
We're falling apart by the seam.
Thank God we only have 20 minutes left.
All right, so Austin
Starting to
Krell
get
pointed out. I can't give. Yeah.
Good job, Connor. Appreciate you.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah, okay, go hang out.
Glad I could be helpful there.
Hey, if you could though, see what's in those coolers.
Oh, trust me, I'm checking.
Oh, okay. All right. Don't forget about your friends up here. That's all we can ask. All right, Jamie, you kind of wrote something really weird on our show. Tell me this makes
Not
sense.
weird.
No.
I don't.
Pat, read that out loud. See if it makes sense to you.
Tom Brady to get all-time greatest roasted by a Netflix show.
That's the name of the show.
Greatest roasted?
All-time greatest roasted.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna believe
It might
Jamie.
not be, but it might be the Tom Brady episode.
I'm gonna believe Jamie on this one.
I don't. I think he made a mistake, and he's
I think it's no. I think that
No, it's
all-time greatest roasted.
Yeah, because I think the thing is all-time greatest, comma roasted. I think that's the meaning of it. It means
New
the all-time
Netflix
greatest.
series, greatest roasts of all time.
Roast.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Roasts.
Jamie, you just embarrassed yourself. And
Roasts.
Jamie, you got
Plural.
Jamie, you
need
got roasted.
more than one.
You got roasted.
You got roasted.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
This
But
is
Brady's episode is called The Groat, the greatest all-time
The
roast.
Jamie, people are tuning out now
Yeah.
because of you.
You've lost it.
Because of what you put on the show.
Oh, wait. On Tuesday, Variety revealed plans from the streaming service to debut a new comedy series called Greatest Roasts of All Time, or GROAT.
Okay, you didn't write that. You wrote
I didn't write the
all-time
show sheet.
Greatest
Yeah,
roasted.
this is wrong.
Read my email.
This is wrong.
It's very clear and specific.
I think you're wrong.
I did nothing
The
wrong
show
here.
sheet is just a cut and paste. We all know that. It takes minutes to do.
Yeah, well, anyway, Tom Brady's going to be the first episode of this new Netflix show. They're basically stealing the Jeffrey Ross roast idea and format and making a show out of it. And Brady's going to stay on as a producer for a couple of the episodes. It had me thinking, because Brady and LeBron, to me, would be like 1 and 2 of guys I'd most want to see get roasted, just because they're two of the greatest ever athletes.
Right. Yeah.
And there's a lot of material there. If you had to pick one local athlete to just get absolutely roasted,
Oh, that's a good one.
who would you most want to see?
I mean, I got a name right off the bat.
Just go with
you
it.
can
And
say
that's
it,
your
Pat.
guy.
Joel Embiid.
That was mine too.
And part of my reasoning for it is
He gives you a lot of material.
subject matter, but also the ability to go back at people. Because at the end of a roast, the subject gets up there and roasts everybody else. And I think Embiid would have some pretty good stuff to say about everybody else. But the subject matter that he's given people is gold.
If you take that last aspect out of it, of them having the comeback, and just had somebody up there being roasted, I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Simmons in the hot seat.
Ooh.
Oh, man. But you know what? He would never do it. He would never do it. He wouldn't sign up for it.
You got to tie him down. You have to handcuff him, whatever it may be. He's got to stay in that seat.
Tell him there's a PUBG tournament. The PUBG tournament.
Put the games in front of him
Yeah.
and then wipe them all out and
Yeah.
just say, nope, open the curtain, and there's everybody to roast them.
Exactly.
One guy I'd love to see give a roasting at the end. I don't know if his material's there, but apparently Darius Slay is like hands down the funniest dude.
They say he's hysterical.
Hysterical. I'd love to see him roast like his teammates. Like if they all roasted him, I'd love to hear his counter back. But Ben Simmons is probably the best answer. He's just too much of a coward to ever do that.
I mean, Allen Iverson would be great too.
Iverson would
like
be
content
awesome.
purposes, Iverson would be gold.
Yeah, comedians could have a blast with Iverson.
That's a good.
There is a lot of subject matter there
Barkley
with
would
Allen
be
Iverson.
incredible.
Barkley would be great, and him coming back would be just as
awesome.
good too. Yeah.
Are there any Eagles that you can think of?
Donovan.
I mean, T.O. Did T.O. get roasted?
He did, I think.
I think he might have gotten roasted.
T.O.
His personality
pretty
doesn't do
weird.
much for me,
Yeah.
though. Like,
But I'm trying to think of subject matter. I'm trying to think of stuff that he can give you to make fun of. Like T.O.'s up there with the crying over the quarterback and.
Well, Donovan. I mean, is Donovan here? I don't want to say anything bad.
Yeah.
I think
He's
people
gonna
would have a
roll
lot of
up on you.
material on Donovan, either rightfully or wrongly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the most scrutinized position in all of
Who
sports.
do you think the
so.
best smack talker in sports is? What sport?
Well,
hockey's really good.
You know this guy pretty well from what I've been around him a little bit, not nearly as much as you, but Hugh Douglas can talk some smack,
Oh, yes,
right?
he
and
can.
he's pretty hysterical,
Yeah, you can
right?
ask Anthony coming up. He was in the locker room during those years, and Hugh was quite the entertainer in his not only his smack talk but to his own teammates.
Are we talking local or national?
Pat, you
What
can talk
sport?
whatever you want, man.
Thank you.
It's
Hockey players are good.
They are good. They're very good. I've heard that Tim Duncan was very underrated because what he would do is he would basically tell you, he would trash talk you nicely, and he would go, "Hey man, that's a really good move, but what you should do next time is you should do this," and you're like, "What?" And it would never work. Like no matter, he would get in your head that way by telling you, "Hey, great job, man," and that almost worked. But what you need to, and he would like.
Throw you off your own
Yeah, because he would coach you. He wouldn't be like, "Yo, that was
nice and-
trash."
Wasn't there stuff that he did on the bench? I know there's. I don't know if it was. I think maybe it was Manu, where he was like, "Yo, Pop called you like to go into the game," and Manu like gets all up and stuff, and they just sit back and start
Yeah.
pouring, and Popovich's like, "What are you doing here? Get away from me!"
I mean, there's the obvious ones. There's like the Gary Paytons, the MJ
Gary Payton,
Kobe's.
people say, is the best ever. Larry Bird was the
Larry Bird apparently was
trash talking.
vicious.
I'll take Bird over pretty much anybody.
Yeah,
from what I heard. Yeah,
I've heard Gary Payton's the most ruthless dude ever on a court.
in watching the Last Dance again the other night, it was really funny when they gave Jordan the iPad and they showed him what Gary Payton said about him, saying, "Yeah, man, we would have. I could cover Jordan. And the way Jordan laughs, like you're an idiot, dude. And then he just comes out and says, "Yeah, I never even thought about Gary Payton covering me. Never even thought about it. Like not a big deal whatsoever." Jordan is a ruthless bastard, man. It's just
Patrick. Did you see? It's kind of the Patrick Beverly comedy tour. I think the dude's hilarious.
I agree.
Did you see what he said about CP3? He's like, "Man, if I had CP3 in a playoff series, I'm going out to a steak dinner, having some wine, staying up all night." He goes, "If I get Steph Curry in a playoff series, I'm going to bed at 8 p.m. telling my girl not to call me. I'm locked in."
really.
Like he was shredding CP3.
He's on the CP3 shredding tour for
It's awesome.
certain. He's the biggest name in professional basketball right now nationally that's not still on the court.
Is he?
It just seems like he's everywhere.
Lock this in for Timberwolves Suns nationally televised game the first time they play.
Oh yeah. Is he now becoming one of the greatest playoff chokers ever?
Chris Paul? He's got to be up there. I mean, because it's not just his team's losing, as you said. He's choking. He's not playing well.
And then he blames injuries a lot of time, like Pat Beverly called.
Yeah, but Pat Beverly literally tweeted, "Wait for the injury."
Yeah.
And sure enough, he got injured.
Comes out, yeah, the
you know,
quad.
you know what's a name that we forgot for trash talkers? Steve Smith.
I
Steve
love
Smith
Steve Smith.
was vicious. There's a video that I have saved on my phone of him, and I wish it was mic'd up, but you can clearly read his voice, and he's yelling at the fans like, "Number 85, trash. Number 24, trash. Number 32, trash. Number 45, F-boy." I mean, he was vicious.
When he was playing, he was one of my favorite non-Eagle players.
Agreed.
In the league.
Yeah.
He was like football Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he would
yeah.
go at you and slaughter teams.
I always
secondaries.
would have seen him in an Eagles uniform.
Me too.
Would have loved to have seen him in an
Yeah.
Eagles uniform.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, Larry Bird, the trash talking, goes just so beyond anything. A timeout being called, Celtics down 1, Celtics have the ball, and Bird says to the guy he's covering, "See that spot? That's where I'm going to beat you when we come back to play. When we get back after this timeout." And Bird catches the ball and does it, and it's a shot at the buzzer to win the game and just gives him a "told you." And walks away like it's crazy.
They covered a little bit of that in Winning Time. A little bit
yes.
Of like, I'm just going to do a turnaround, blah, 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 and hit it in your face, and he would do it.
Man, did they, we heard that Jerry West wasn't really happy with the way they depicted him in Winning Time.
I can't figure out why. I thought he was depicted great.
Yeah, I didn't think he was depicted that poorly.
Yeah, I love
Outside
He
of that
seemed like the one guy that was a go hard, I want to kick everybody's ass on a team of, Hey, man, we're in Hollywood.
I'll tell you, there's a guy for the Inquirer tweeted out Jerry West depiction. Jerry West crying about his depiction of Winning Time sounds a lot like Jerry West in Winning Time.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, he was right. It's like, dude, you didn't come off poorly. I said this to you guys. I thought Paul Westhead came off like a
Yeah, and there was a story this past weekend that spoke to Jack McKinney's wife, and she kind of poo-pooed it all, saying, look, they're great friends, all of this stuff. And
to play devil's advocate.
I hear you.
Of course she's going to say what she's saying. So my husband came back from injury and was
well, she's 85 years old. She really doesn't have to say
She was very but it's the legacy. My husband was very upset and he was annoyed and it ruined a friend. She's never going to say that. She'd back her husband and say, "Oh, no, she was happy."
Ride or die.
Yeah,
she's Barbatini.
But Larry Bird, the way he's depicted, and we're not ruining anything for the people who haven't seen all of Winning Time, but he's depicted as a Budweiser drinking hick that just wants to tear everybody's throat out.
Him?
I don't know. I've never been out drinking with Larry Bird. I don't know. But
from all the stories you've heard and read,
you got Bud. That's not like this actor. That's all he pretty much said. You got Bud. Just looking to kill that Budweiser. So, John Kincade Show, we are so lucky to be here at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. We are at Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester. It's being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, and we would love for you to donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. Okay, last little bit we got going on here. I wanted to have a little bit of fun with you guys. There has been so many people, and we've talked about it today, even more may be coming, that the Sixers have tried to surround Joel Embiid with through the years. A lot of them haven't worked. Maybe you could say none of them has worked yet because there isn't a title. Give me your all-time team, 76ers team, since Joel Embiid has taken the court. And I want you to give me some subs. I want it to be positionally given. I can't have 5 centers out there. Give me who your all-time Sixers team might be. I'll give it to you that Joel Embiid will be your center.
Wow, that's a bold take.
But you can pick from, we know the current
Can I make J.J. Redick a 6-man, for instance?
Let me just give you who you can choose from. For example, you have the guys Harden, Maxey, Tobias Harris on the team now. You have the likes of Al Horford, Ben Simmons, J.J. Redick, Marcus Bellinelli, T.J. McConnell, Ersan Ilyasova, Jimmy Butler, Seth Curry, Dario Saric, Robert Covington, Rashawn Holmes, Amir Johnson, Mike Scott, Dwight Howard, Jason Richardson, James,
Jason Richardson made the list, huh?
Look, he was a starter. He was a starter with Joel Embiid. It was a piece that they put in to surround Joel Embiid.
Those were dark times I blocked out of my mind, Bob. But we don't need to relive it.
All right, give me a starting 5.
I mean, you got to put Jimmy Butler in there because he's.
Are we going to put him as a guard?
He elevates his game in postseason.
Right.
Yeah, he's a guard.
Okay.
The Ben Simmons one is tough.
You want me to give you my 5?
Yeah, he's taking way too long. We got like 4 minutes to go here, and you're dilly-dallying.
Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons.
Wait a second, whoa. Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons.
Jones Harden, Jimmy Butler.
Wow, you got a lot of guys from this year's team.
Yeah, I mean, but what other 4 did they have during Joel Embiid's career that can play the 4?
Al Horford?
I got
Dario, bro.
Actually, that's a good one. I didn't think about Horford.
I mean, they didn't. I'm convinced, and I think some of the people that were with the team at the time, I don't think they used Al Horford right.
I made that exact argument when they fired Brett Brown. I agree with you. Every coach was able to figure out how to use Al Horford and get a lot out of him, except one, and that was Brett Brown. I think if Al Horford were given an opportunity under Doc, he would have flourished. And I could be dead wrong, and I don't have a problem with what they did, but...
Give me 3 guys coming off the bench real quick.
J.J. Redick, T.J. McConnell, and Al Horford.
You're forgetting somebody that elevated their game in the playoffs. Seth Curry.
Oh, completely forgot about him, Jay.
All right, so, Jamie, you have Embiid, Butler. You have Butler and Curry at guards.
I'd like Seth Curry to be my 6th man.
Okay.
J.J. Redick
your starter.
He can be my 7th man.
What are we doing? Bob,
I need 5 starters from you, Jamie. Stop giving me 6 and 7. I need 1 through 5.
You have to.
You have Embiid.
Ben Simmons.
You have Butler.
Is he coming off the? You have Ben Simmons coming off the bench?
No,
you're starting him.
My starter.
All right, so you're starting.
But I don't
guard
like that.
Yeah, but he is good. As much as we crap on him, Ben Simmons is a very talented basketball player.
He's
a 3-time All-Star.
He did, but he was also looked at on those teams as number 2. If you're looking at like,
but he wasn't a number 2. He should have been a number 3.
I agree with you, but if you're looking at my team, Joel Embiid's the 1, Jimmy Butler's the 2, James Harden's the 3, and Ben Simmons is a 4.
James Harden isn't a 3, Pat. That's not how this works.
No, but I'm saying the third option. James Harden would be a third option.
Yeah, he's not talking position.
I'm not talking position. I'm talking options.
Options.
Yeah, Ben Simmons would be.
All you have is 1 through 3, Jamie, because all I have is your 2
Tobias
guards.
has to be on there.
Tobias
I'm
is
not
a forward, and Horford. And then your subs are Curry, Butler.
No, Butler's got to start.
I mean, I'm sorry, Curry, Redick.
Yeah.
And who else? You got to have like a big man, somebody else, something. You got to have something.
I mean,
going
you could
on.
take Christian Wood. You can take Rashawn Holmes. Like
Jeremy
they have
Grant.
Jeremy Grant coming off the bench
would be awesome.
Incredible.
Marco Bellinelli.
I actually think Dario would be a
Ursan
great, like,
Ilyasova.
8th or 9th man.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people when Dario came over said that he would be a 6th man, and they were. I mean. Their email was blown up with people saying they didn't know what they were talking about.
Man, it is amazing the amount of players that they've gone through.
It really is.
And Pat, I thought, had it really well. He has most of the guys on this current team as the best that have surrounded Joel Embiid.
But isn't that the way it probably should be?
You should get better each year.
Like it should be.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, the best team they had was that Jimmy Butler team, and you've got Jimmy Butler and JJ Redick who were on that team. You know, I have JJ coming off the bench. Jimmy Butler starting, but other than that, like
Jimmy elevates his game in the playoffs.
He really does.
It's unbelievable how good he's playing.
He becomes
right
like
now.
top 5. Like in the regular season, he's top 25 good. Come playoff time, the dude becomes like top 7 good.
Oh, I think it was Doris Burke. I love Doris Burke. This morning said on ESPN, she was like, "This guy is just at a superstar level." Playing-wise right now. He went for 41, 9, 5, 4 steals, 3 blocks. Like, he was ridiculous last night.
When I knew they were in trouble with Butler was when he took Embiid to the basket, and granted Embiid's not 100%. He did that one, like, switch hand from the right to the left and hit, like, a bank shot.
Yeah.
But he was in, like, slow motion when everybody else was in fast forward motion.
Oh, the game appears to come so slow to
him.
him. It doesn't look like he sweats. He just knows where he wants to be. Yeah,
in one of his steals last night that led to a breakaway dunk, he was just like he looked like a lion seeing his prey, timing it, bounce, and I was like, damn, like Sixers don't have that.
That was a really good analogy, like a lion pouncing on his prey,
on a gazelle.
Yeah,
Eat it.
Yeah, because that's what they do. They hunt gazelles.
It's called the food chain, Pat. Look it up.
Yeah. Well, we were first on the food chain this morning. Thanks for joining us on the John Kincade Show.
Boy, now we're getting eaten by the midday
at
show.
Penn Oaks Golf.
We're kicking it off to Anthony Gargano right over there.
We are. They're going to be here right after us, Anthony and Andrew, and then after them, Mike Missinelli will be here for the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. Please don't forget, if you can donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. We thank all the great people here at Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester for hosting us today. We will talk to you tomorrow. We ask you right now, stay tuned. Anthony Gargano coming up next.
The NBA playoff action is nonstop at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official